comics, for entertainment, for news,
foodies watching movies,
adulting 80s,
Podcastrophe, the voice of survival,
kids for sale, Gallif Radio,
Brews with Dudes, Journey into Wrestling, Journey into Comics Network, JourneyIntoComics.com. The following Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics,
Journey into Comics Network production.
We're gonna fuck the sodomites in the heritage!
Warning, Podcastrophe imminent. This is Podcastrophe with Dick and Tyler. And Matt coming at you with a fistful of heritage on a podcast where anything goes and there are no safe spaces. This is Podcastrophe.
I am a big boy and I drink my beers.
What was so bad about it?
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Drunkcastrophe 2. I'm your host, Dick, and I'm here with a lot of people.
The folks.
The folks.
The people.
We got Miranda.
Hey,
The
We
ghost.
got Chris Pilot. She's the Phantom.
the Phantom.
She is
not the Phantom.
sometimes not there when you first
Please
look.
stop calling me the Phantom.
We got Chris Pilot making his debut on Podcastrophe.
Yep. Chirp, chirp.
We got Nick Maxon, the Overlord of Doom, the dude with the bruise, the
I
year
got
of
nothing to
yeez.
say for him.
He's got newspaper articles about him.
He is someone to look out for.
In 2019.
We got
Not this year.
Brett Maxwell
In 2020.
making his triumphant return. It's been a
Hello.
while.
I've only been on one episode, but I'm glad to be back.
We got Patrick Yoki.
Just a guy.
The opposite of hype.
He is a guy. Welcome to the show.
We got
It's been
Guy.
branded.
Filling seats.
We got Logan. He's making his debut. We got Chris. He's also making his debut.
We've got so many Chris's. It's a Christastrophe!
Taking over.
How you guys doing?
Woo.
I'm doing fucking fantastic.
Not drunk enough yet.
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
We're all doing great!
we're all doing great. Oh my god, the waveform is amazing.
Yeah, same.
You can see when Nick's talking!
You really can.
Even on the other mic.
You really
You
can.
really can. Everything just explodes.
I'm just a guy.
Including my penis.
Chris's
And
penis
welcome.
makes a large impact.
So, we pre-gamed with some brews with dudes. We had some pretty tasty brews.
The tastiest.
And then, and not only did we do brews with dudes, but I picked a stout. An Imperial Stout is my favorite.
That is true. You picked the King of the North!
The King of the North!
Imperial Stout by Ommegang Brewery out of New York City.
Yeah.
In New York State. In the United States of America. In the Western Continent.
The greatest country in the nation.
North America.
The greatest country that
Earth.
ever was or ever
Earth.
has been.
Soul Galaxy.
Military.
Milky Way.
Immigrants. Gay people.
I think Nick's drunk.
Gay immigrants.
I was told how I needed to
immigrants.
arrive.
Immigrants.
And I came.
His hair's out. His hair is down.
End of
and
sentence.
out.
Period.
down.
Came.
Hair's down, shirts open. I'm ready to go.
We're down a Dave Linder today.
We don't need a Dave Linder. We've got a Nick Maxon that's on 1.5. We're going to be just fine, my friend. Don't worry about that.
Hell yeah. Full steam ahead.
That's what I say about that.
Of course, in between.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one
in
of those
between
beers,
Brews
too.
with Dudes and this here Drunkcastrophe, we had some amazing taco pasta shells brought to you by
they
Miss
were good.
Miranda.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Those were so good.
Pasta!
Amazing.
We played some Super Smash Bros. Got a couple characters unlocked. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
I got to show you my supreme skill at Smash.
Drink this Nordic Ice.
When you pop the bag and ball it and pour it in a cup.
More than
Go for
one
it.
century ago, Pabst Blue Ribbon won the Pabst Blue Ribbon and became Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Feels like a chunk of ice.
And knowledge is power.
Go figure.
The more you know.
How do you
Are
feel?
you all waiting on me? or
Yeah,
what?
I want to see what you're gonna do with this ice
He's
pack
gonna
here.
pop it and drink
I'm
it.
gonna keep the beer
And
cold.
the
Well, you
bottle.
better close the lid then. God damn.
Can you shut the lid?
Born in a
The lid
barn.
was already
Fucking
open.
zip it.
Lid
wait.
shut, born in a barn.
Wow, bro.
Dongo, I'm just
Me?
supplementary. You gotta lead the way, dog.
No, I get it. I
Okay,
get it.
good. Great.
I kind of wish you were still wearing the cape, but
if
you
give
want
me the,
it?
if you give me the cape, I'll wear the cape.
you can have
Brand
it.
is keeping it warm.
There were capes.
Just one.
I do
Just
not want
just
to wear a
one.
butthole cape, but I'll take what I can get.
When I bought that cape, I thought it came part of a Superman like
Worry, it's
T-shirt,
clean.
and I asked specifically. I was like, "Is that cape attached to the Superman shirt?" They're like, "No." I was like, "Can I buy?"
Butthole.
It's like, "Can I buy that cape?" They're like, "Yes," and it's also 75% off. And I was like, "Perfect." And I paid $3 for that cape at Hot Topic.
Was this the 1st of November?
No, it was before October because he wore that for his Coleman
Oddly
costume.
specific.
Yeah, that was.
It's the day after Halloween.
At 8:30.
I did that for Halloween. That was part of my Quailman costume that I lost to Borat to. That was some.
I worked so
You didn't
hard
have
on that
the
shirt.
balls for Borat.
That was some bullshit.
That was hilarious, and you.
yeah.
I worked
That
so
was
Well,
some
man,
bullshit.
okay.
It's not 2012.
He
It's not
won.
2012.
He won $100 bar tab to a bar he's probably never gonna come back to.
Some dude
No,
got up
'cause he
on stage
fought
and
us for
performed
race with
with
it.
his nuts
Did
barely
he?
hanging out in a fucking mini thong,
We left
dude.
early because you're
Good
an
for
old
him.
man who doesn't like to stay
Like
out
a
long.
maxi thong.
Dude, that
Went
was
up to his
micro
shoulder.
bikini to the max. This dude's nipples were barely covered. Okay, a dude's nipples. And he had his balls inside of it.
Not nearly as
And
fun.
he performed.
No,
He
yeah.
deserved to
And
win.
He did great.
performed.
He does no, he did.
He
Dude.
did perform. He did not
He
disappoint,
performed.
folks.
All right. I don't know where I was at this point, but I guess I was.
Here was some regular dude who just takes his clothes off and he's in
Somewhere
a
even
fucking
gayer.
micro
I don't
thong,
know.
dude.
Dude, no, he was the singer of the next.
I know.
band.
So
And like, he just came out of nowhere. And
He
I,
wasn't-
Like, here I was standing at the front, right in front of the stage, like confident as fuck. Like I'm
lame.
gonna fucking win this.
You weren't.
Trigoon.
Oh, I was gonna win.
You weren't.
It was between me and
No.
him, and I was gonna win.
No, because he didn't reveal his costume until it was said that they were doing the
I
contest.
know, and as
He
soon
was
as
gonna
he popped
wait.
out-
He was gonna wait until they went on stage.
He was very personable.
As soon as he
was
popped
great.
out with that thing, I was like,
Penis
fuck. As soon as he came out with that thing, I was
He
like,
had
fuck.
Yours was
I
creative.
had one.
Yours was very creative.
your penis. Was
But I
big.
don't know about winning.
What is the story
think
of
I
Quail
told
Man? Who is Quail Man?
You don't know Quail Man?
I am.
How old are you?
From Doug?
First of all.
Oh,
How old are you?
I'm surprised you know Quail.
How old?
I am 24.
You should
Years
know.
Young.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Quail Man.
Doug?
Patty
Doug.
Mayonnaise.
Doug and
Patty
Skeeter.
Doug.
Skeeter, Patty Mayonnaise.
The only person
Roger.
I-
You
Wasn't that the
should-
one with
you
the,
should know
the
it.
kid with the notepad who
Meh,
wrote
meh.
the thing down?
Doesn't seem like it.
Terrible. 0 out of 10.
That was a
Not suggesting.
cartoon.
Yeah, Blue's Clues wrote the thing down at the notepad.
Did you really just get Blue's
But then
Clues
they
mixed
changed-
up with
switched,
Quailman
uh,
and Doug?
guy.
Thinking of Blue's
Doc
Clues.
stayed the same, but they switched the guy on Blue's
I would
Clues.
hope it does.
They did. They went from
Yeah,
Joe.
Blue
to
stayed the
same.
Steve to Joe. Steve to Joe.
Steve will always be the man.
Yeah.
Steve is the best.
What did Steve do?
He pursued a
He was a
musical
guy.
career.
He was a guy, and he did
He was
he
a man
did
with a
a
dream.
thing.
He got the mail
There,
every day.
someone had to do it, and Steve
Oh, he killed a man.
he stepped
Is
up
there
to
room
the
in that
plate,
fridge?
and he
So
Is
he
there
did
room
yeah.
in that
he
fridge?
did what needed to
That
be
needs
done.
put in
There was like a weirdo
not
in the
room.
community, and he had
What's
to
up?
kill them.
to put this in the fridge.
I don't know about
Oh,
I don't watch InfoWars as much as I used to.
It's for the best.
Once
Yeah.
everyone's like low on their beers, we can drink that.
I am drinking a beer. Yes, thank
I'm
you.
doing
No
beer.
more glasses.
I'm doing beer.
I'm a beer guy.
Do I have to pour that beer?
Dongo.
That's a large.
What episode is this?
This isn't an episode.
This is not an episode.
This is extra content.
Disappointing.
How many episodes of Podcastrophe exist?
DLC.
As of today, there are 69.
69.
Ha! Perfect.
And you know what the episode is? Milking Airbud.
Milking Airbud.
I'm
You
definitely
lost it
not
there.
gonna watch
Nope,
that.
you had it and then you lost it.
I've tried to milk things weirder than Airbud, so I'll let that.
Hey, if it's got a nipple, you can milk it.
That's not true.
Just look
but
at almond
I have
milk.
used
Not
that
entirely.
principle as a guiding.
There's
force.
no almond tit.
Yeah. Even things without nipples can be
It's
milked.
not like a
So it's
game.
got a
We're
nipple,
in new
definitely
frontiers
go for
of
it.
milk.
Yeah.
Milk's really changed the game in the
Yeah.
past 10 years. It's escalated.
Milk was a really bad idea. Humans did some bad things.
I bet that guy did a lot of
Milk?
other weird stuff too.
That was
Besides trying
bad.
cow's milk
We
for
should
the
not have
first
done
time.
that. We
Who
shouldn't have done that.
discovered milk? Is my question.
Weirdos.
Yeah,
Wait,
like-
did you see the
Someone that
newest-
was not getting laid enough, and
Yeah.
they decided to take it out on the farm animals.
But was it no?
For the
just-
benefit of
was
us
it
all.
like a nutritional thing? Was it like, hey, I need this?
I feel like it was a
It was
weird
one of
thing.
just like-
It was
hey,
one of those weird things
This would be good
when you
if I
don't
sucked
when
on
you
it
don't
and said,
anticipate
"Yeah,
something
this-
becoming fetishized out of control. Milk got fetishized.
I don't
out of
know.
control.
I don't know. I mean, think about
Are we all
it.
gonna eat furries in the future? Is
I
that
mean,
what
think
you're
about it.
telling me?
Eat
I'm just
what?
telling you.
Oh,
like,
you furry as a cow? I'm about to kill you.
Humans
and
have
eat you.
humans have sucked on the teat of their mother for a long time, and if you see another animal sucking on its mother's teeth, that just
with
gives
twice
you.
as many
No,
teeth.
humans
It-
are the
Why is it
only
just cows?
mammal
though?
who drinks
You know, there's
milk
like cows and
after
goats,
childbirth.
things like that.
Trial and
Where-
error.
Here
Trial
on
and error.
Drunkcastrophe, we ask the questions no one else does.
I don't know. Is a dog a mammal?
On
What the hell's a
this
dog?
episode
Is
of
A
it
dog
puppies?
is a mammal.
We
So
asked
puppies
you.
drink milk right
Milk.
after birth.
And I'm sure
What
someone
is
tried,
the
and I'm sure someone tried to milk a dog.
No other
I'm sure they
mammal
did.
drinks milk after their
No,
past
if you
infancy.
give a cat drinks milk, a dog will drink milk if you sit it down there and give it to it.
because
Yeah,
we
only
provided
because we
the
forced
ability
it out
for
of
it
the
to
cow
drink
and
the
gave it
cow's
to 'em.
milk.
Logan has a great point.
I could give my cat almond milk, and it's gonna fucking want it because I gave it to it.
Exactly.
I gave it to it. It's gonna
It's
just want
sweet.
it.
Cheetos.
It's
Yeah,
sweet.
because
Yeah.
you're weird. Okay, I get that.
I fed a cat a Cheez-It.
Have any of you guys,
Ate the
this
whole
has all
thing.
reminded me of a video. We've played it on the
let's
show
not
before.
Go there.
Have you guys seen the video Samesies?
Can't say I
Wait,
have.
with featuring.
No, it's
Are
featuring
you asking me
nobody.
if I sucked a moo-moo's tit?
We're gonna watch
Are
this.
you asking that?
No, this. I know this
All
guy.
right, I want to answer.
This is the only video they did.
I love this on cue.
We're here today to talk about a pressing issue.
I know that guy.
Our population has been dwindling. We think we figured out why.
Has been dwindling. My fucking butthole.
Women are with women. Basically, when we do samesies, no people come out. So we can't do samesies for a while. No, we need more people. We don't have enough people. Are you fucking serious? We all love samesies, okay? Let me explain. Hey, I've traded these drawings to help illustrate my point. I'd like to scan for the blood. Where's Anne? Lazy.
Who fuck?
Lazy.
All right,
She's so lazy. I'm gonna.
that's it.
All of us have come from.
He
opposite
killed her for the blood. That's her blood.
That's not true about Kirby. We're not certain about Kirby. You wasted people juice when you do the same thing. People juice. Fuck, it's people juice.
What the fuck is people
Heritage
juice?
4?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Right back to the conversation we had about things fitting into places.
Ready? We still do samesies, but take people juice and we throw it in opposite. You know you're not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Well, what if I do samesies with me?
But I promise to put a people in both of them.
Yes, that's fine. Any more questions?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Questions about samesies? Yes.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ilg. I'm the animal herder for the village. You guys know me. Anyways, I think this is great, okay? Samesies are disgusting, okay? No, I'm serious, guys. No, a man should lay down with his woman, not his samesies.
You know this new rule means you can't touch sheep, right? Ilg?
I know.
Dick, are you trying to turn us gay?
He is. That
No.
was his plan the whole time. He
I'm
wants to
okay
do
with
samesies.
opening up, but I'm not okay with gay propaganda.
He wants to do samesies with you.
First the frogs.
Or with sheep, but they're
First the frogs.
But they're lady sheep.
promise. Once we have the people, we're back to doing samesies.
And sheep.
Actually, Ills, I think I speak for the group when I say the sheep thing has got to stop. Okay? Damn it. No more sheep.
Sheep for my
Dick, I thought we were gonna drink beers. I didn't think you were gonna try to gay me.
That's afterward.
There's too many.
Yeah, if I'm getting gay, can I get a
I'm
beer?
feeling more gay than I thought I would.
The Gates.
It's almost like that really long, drug out joke from the pub the other night.
I didn't know there were other people in these woods.
Starting tomorrow.
After they all fuck him.
Yeah, this video, they never made another video after.
I wonder why.
After Samesies.
We did a series of videos where
there's
we built
nothing else
up
to
a
talk
long
about.
Storyline that
Nothing
didn't
else to
lead
talk about.
anything. So I understand that.
Yeah,
Covered it all.
But you built up a long storyline.
Can we show
but they covered
that
it all?
The guitar shredding overlord.
Which one?
Return of the
the
best one. The best one. So the Doom Room is working on a feature-length
No,
film.
it's Empire Strikes. Oh, never mind.
No, that was the last
It's not
one.
Return, it's Empire.
No, it's
Return of the Empire Strike.
I don't remember what it is.
Oh man.
There's a playlist. Go to playlist. Go to playlist.
Live and Raw. Legend of the Overlord.
Legend of the Overlord. Number 2. Number 2.
Number 2.
This is the one.
The Doom.
You gotta come.
First, Return of the Shred.
Return of the Shred.
This is 13 minutes long.
Just watch it. It's good stuff.
Just watch it.
Good stuff.
Wait, this is the first one.
This is technically the first promo video that we did.
This isn't a promo video. This is the actual Shred
Oh,
competition.
then move along.
Oh, okay.
Move along. Hold on.
This is
You never liked that first Overlord.
the Return of the Shred, the State of the Doom.
No, Return of the Guitar Shredding Overlord.
Yeah, here we go.
That's the one.
Yes,
Here we go.
I remember this one.
4 minutes, much
Here we
better.
go, folks. Listen up.
Where simply playing the guitar is not enough. Where shredding isn't just commonplace, it's the law. Where heroes rise and heroes fall. Only one man can stand against the thralls of evil if he could just get his life together.
That's Boner Jovi. That's Sweet Tea.
I would have been happier if I didn't know that.
All right, Lee. Past the plains of self-loathing. Serve off.
I feel like you didn't have to stage the trash there, though. I feel like it was already there.
Only true fresh. From
I won't
those
shut up.
who would abolish the shred.
No.
This just in. You heard right, folks.
Goddamn blue man.
Himself has been kidnapped, and it's hard telling from this on-the-scene footage, but it looks as though it's the devil himself. Can you tell us more about this ransom deal ordinance?
Yes, Franklin, it appears as though the Overlord captives are treating him rather harshly. Some of this footage is very difficult to watch.
There's only one thing left to do.
This is the premium trailer.
That living room's gone through so many changes.
Right. Foster hit 2 of those guitars.
You got a riff, man. You got a riff. Dead in the eyes.
My old Iron Gym.
Boss mode.
Boss mode.
God damn it, Chris. So this is going to be a movie that actually comes out.
I think you're ready.
The Overlord of Doom and Chris Foster. The return of the guitar shredding Overlord.
So we are 3.5 years late on that, but we are working on it.
Better late than
My
never.
pre-order's been in for a while.
We're working on it. There's been a lot of disputes with people involved with the contracts. But yeah, we're in talks with Peter Jackson, Christopher Nolan. Tom Cruise was on board until he found out about all the anti-religious shit. So it's probably gonna end up being what's his name, Tom Hardy. Is that it?
I'm okay with that.
He's an actor, yeah.
He's gonna be in on it. I think Jennifer Aniston.
He does movies.
Jennifer Aniston's in there too. So, yeah. Thank you for giving us that plug. Appreciate it.
Sweet lineup.
Super late.
Star-studded cast. I get it. That's awesome.
No, a little bit of everyone. That was back before I lost all my friends, and
whoa.
After a while, I had to start playing all the characters myself.
Yeah.
That was episode.
There was one that we did together where you played 3 characters.
Yeah.
And it was all shot at the hideaway.
You would switch, and it would be me playing the next character.
That's an editing nightmare.
You played Nick Maxon, Action Maxon, and the Overlord of Doom.
Action Maxon got kidnapped. The Overlord it was a mess. I had a hard time keeping up with it. That's why I haven't done another video yet.
Like George R.R. Martin, you got to make sure that everything is. You have to make sure.
I got myself into a narrative narrative hole.
This doesn't line up.
I made some mistakes.
You wrote yourself into a corner.
But
that was the video we did where I was supposed to take a shot.
And then you thought it was a fake shot, but it was a real shot. So you went to take the fake shot.
The first shot, which I messed up, was a fake shot. The next one was moonshine.
That was a good one.
Good.
I'd say.
I was like,
There's no in between there. It's just...
You fucked up. It was fake. Now you're gonna get punished. Here's moonshine. Not even Jack Daniels. Not even Jack Daniels. Just moonshine.
Maybe we'll pop that in later on. Not right now.
Yeah. Shout out Brandon Reed for that.
That one was
moonshine
called.
Shot.
What's the 5th Star Wars called? Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that was the.
I think it was the Doom Strikes Back.
It was.
It was our 5th episode. It was a good one.
Don't do it.
Is that it?
Yeah, the Doom Strikes Back trailer.
We can do it. I'm down.
It's 6 minutes.
It's dumb. It's funny though.
It's
we can do it.
dumb. Let's do it.
Perfect time.
Wow.
Okay, I got a piss.
This is when we started doing this.
Not bad.
I love that. That's a really good intro.
Yep.
This is good. It wasn't raining that day.
I would never have guessed.
Sunny.
it was a fine day.
Is that Voight?
That's Voight. Yep.
Oh my god. Look at you.
And it was a real shot. Look at his face. He's like, "Ah, you jackasses!" He's like, "No, not them."
Yes.
Other Nick.
Looks like we have a drowned kisses.
This is our True Detective episode.
Bathroom has a shower too.
Being a dick.
We have important matters to discuss.
No. No, we don't. Next. Let's do it now.
I'll drink that right now. I don't have a beer.
You watched the news lately?
Hey, bartender, turn on the TV.
Good evening, and welcome to Blue Man News. This is the Blue Man. I love how little
This is where I had to work because of fucking stupid shit.
It doesn't make any sense. I love it so
I'm
much.
not gonna lie, I had an epic lightsaber fight in that video.
Do you remember that from the other episode?
There he goes.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
It's not for you. You just pissed the fuck off.
The greatest catastrophe man has ever known.
Oh, God, oh, no!
There's nothing we can do, man. He's gone. There's no saving him. There's no saving us.
There is something we can do. I have a plan. But I'm gonna need your help.
I'm not your man. I'm a fuck up. You didn't even trust me. You didn't even trust me.
Stop being a fucking bitch. You were meant to
Roll
do
off
this.
his tongue.
Yeah, perfect.
The community is counting on us.
That strategically placed a laughy contest.
I know. You like that? You like that?
I do like that.
Strategically placed. What do I gotta do? I'm not a Hollywood director, but I'm working with what I got.
Something's better than nothing, right?
That's true.
Private.
Private.
Get your sorry.
We've shot that like 4 times.
What the hell are we doing in this dirty old room?
I've got something to show you. This is the beginning, actually.
That cut was right. Damn.
It's the only way. And you guys kind of look alike. You gotta admit that.
I mean, pretty handsome. I forgot.
You really just say, hey, I'd fuck him.
It's time to shake
And it
it
was
out.
myself.
You ready?
My time is now.
The deed is done.
Bernie Sanders right underneath there.
What do we do now?
Dick, do you already have a glass?
Yeah, I got one. I got a couple over here actually.
Transformation.
I got a glass, Chris, you need a glass.
Oh, you're gonna give me some more.
Because we're going to be splitting up. Yeah, whatever. Get that.
The good old weed bee fucking pong table.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Why?
That. No.
What one is it?
Kid pictures.
No, like the other one.
Psyching me out now. Hey, that's not the first time that table ever did that.
It's not.
I put something in.
22nd birthday went all the way across my garage.
Everyone didn't drink it.
That?
Yeah.
Or you garbage?
Hello,
His name is Baxter.
And we never shot another episode.
No, we didn't. That was the last one.
Y'all ready to drink a big ass bottle of beer?
Big ass.
Yep.
Big bottle.
Big as fuck.
Big ass.
Confirm.
Get that big ass in my face right now.
Well, Nick just stood up, so.
Make way.
Let me get that big ass in my face. Just kidding.
Chris wanted it, not you.
Be sure to use the pencil sharpener when you're in there.
Oh, I will.
I am Master Flinch.
And now, Cat.
Baxter and
Loki.
Loki. The mischief.
What are we drinking here,
It's
Brett?
very mischievous.
This is a collaboration from Stone Brewing and Todd Hogg. It's brewed in Berlin. This is a Berliner Weiss. They said either drink fresh or cellar, so it's been stored for just over a year.
Damn.
And we're going to put it in our mouths.
Yeah, we are.
It's like a $60 bottle of beer. But it's a 9.8% Berliner Weiss, brewed with ginger root and citrus hystrix leaf, whatever the fuck that is.
Looks
Hell
dark
yeah.
enough to be a screensaver. Sign me up.
It's not dark at all.
So,
Yeah.
host.
You get P-Line. He's been waiting.
No.
Fuck P-Line.
I was trying to be nice, Chris.
He's
You
last.
are,
Like,
Chris, I'm being impatient though. Don't give in to the impatient child.
Well, you know, we're all a little-
you feeling brave?
No, he was trying to tell you to though.
A little fruity?
But now we can.
Nah, it's a little weird.
Oh no.
Now you gotta wait till the last. Should have taken it.
Thank you, sir.
Oh no, I'm good.
Sure?
I don't like beer. You know that.
No, this is a Berliner Weiss, like the Slurpees. Or the slushies.
Sour.
You want to taste of mine
You
first?
sour.
Wait, yeah, let me.
I mean, it's
try.
not
No, we don't,
sour,
we don't taste.
No,
We
just
all
give me a
taste it.
little bit.
We all taste it once.
That's fine. A little bit.
Just tasted it.
I know, that's all you sweet.
Behind me. Oh, okay. I'll get Nick and mine before yours.
Oh.
That was my suggestion.
Shit.
It's alright, Chris. Just like you said, the best for last.
Yeah, there you go.
Sediment at the bottom.
It's where all the calcium is.
Give me that.
It's for your bones.
Whatever mold may have been in there is in your glass.
Only if calcium absorbs alcohol.
We're back on the milk thing?
No, not necessarily.
That's where we
We
ended
can
up.
take it there.
There's still some more in there.
All right. You ready to drink a beer?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
A beer Berliner Weiss.
Wow.
Wow.
I see what you did there.
That's
Not
good.
Not bad.
Wow.
That's good.
And
Not a fan.
I don't like bad beer.
Only, no.
Yeah, I'm with you.
If
I'm
I
not a
choose
fan.
between that
I don't
and
like
a
it. It's such a
redheaded
broad
stepchildren,
statement.
I'll take
Like-
that.
This doesn't taste like typical Berliner Weiss, and I'm going to drink it.
No, don't take it from me.
This is alcohol.
I got one of them.
It has that classic, like, not like a specific fruity flavor for a sour.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just sour. But it has been aging. Like, I can see some sediment floating in mine.
I mean, I can taste
But-
the sour, but
Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
it's tart.
It's
tart.
not, but I'm used to like
that tardiness.
It doesn't normally taste like a fruit.
I have berries and cherries if you want to try it.
I do.
Whoa.
I brought one of those, one of the blueberry desserts, and a
This is
raspberry.
what a berries and cherries would taste like if you didn't add any berries
You gotta worry about.
or cherries.
Forgot.
Well, I'll grab it here in a few.
I have one in the cooler
Oh,
right
Got
now.
one. Never mind then.
And a raspberry XL and the blueberry dessert.
Nice.
Nick?
Yeah.
Oh God. What were your feelings on the two slushies we got when we were there together a couple of weeks ago? It was
What were the slushies?
Excel,
Strawberry. The strawberry?
Regular, right?
I don't remember. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
It's my jewel.
It's my jewel.
Oh no.
Did you really? Did you really just do that?
I really just
bottoms
dropped that
up.
bottle cap.
Bottoms up. Just get it. Just get it. Bottoms up.
I was trying to switch hands, and it just
bottoms up.
I see how you feel about my Fallout token. I don't remember what it was. Jeez.
Oh, that was a terrible bottoms up. You just gotta open the jowls and go. Just get it.
Just relax the throat.
You have to get the bottle cap in your mouth.
Just relax the throat.
Relax the throat.
So,
you gotta grab it by the scrotum and go.
do we have any topics of discussion here?
Yeah, Dick dropped his fucking bottle cap in his beard.
Yeah, has anybody seen Aquaman yet?
No.
Have you guys seen the trailer to Aquaman?
Go see the movie.
Have you seen Aquaman's trailer matched up right next to the Black Panther trailer?
Yes.
Aquaman is far better than Black Panther.
It blew back.
more than anything.
It's key for key the same thing.
It blew Black Panther out of the
Aquaman
fucking
is
water.
amazing. It is
But the
amazing.
trailer was the
Nowhere
same
near
thing.
the same movie.
It's not.
Doesn't matter if it's the same movie. It was the same trailer.
I mean, it gives the story of Aquaman, yes, but no.
No, shot for shot, like him standing there on, like, then army behind. No,
Go
no,
watch the actual
no.
movie.
The fact of the matter is they copied trailer for trailer.
But the movie itself is completely different.
It is. Black Panther is very boring.
Fuck
and
Black
it's
Panther.
Hard to keep with the
Fuck that
story.
movie.
Aquaman is just
Black Panther was an okay movie.
Is this we're trying to decide between the two movies? Are we trying to shit talk one movie over another?
Aquaman's way better than Black Panther.
I'm not shit talking Black Panther. I'm saying
you just said fuck Black Panther.
Yeah, you're
Fuck
right.
Black Panther
yeah,
is
you're
pretty
right.
polarizing, honestly. That's pretty
Yeah, you're right. But
Aquaman
all in
blows it
all,
out.
Aquaman just destroys Black Panther.
Okay, but all Nick said was the trailer was shot for shot.
Okay, who gives
the
a fuck
same.
about the trailer? The movie itself.
Okay, when you
so
okay,
good.
no, when you decide to go watch a movie, you see the trailer first, right?
Not always.
So if you
I'm
watch,
Go for it.
I'm saying whether or not
Tuesday.
you think it fucking matters at all, for the fucking giggles, when you've got time, type in the comparison where you're watching the Black Panther trailer right next to the Aquaman, and when you're taking the ship going into Wakanda, they are taking their ship going into Atlantis, and for 2.5 minutes, they are copying scene by scene the exact same thing.
it took no creativity to create that
They
trailer.
But
use
who gives a fuck about the trailer?
It was it's probably the same
Copy-paste.
the same game engine, you know, just like
I don't think that's
But
a
once
good
again,
comparison. You can't just
A
okay. you
trailer
can make
is just there to
multiple
get you
games
hyped
with an
about the
engine,
movie.
but
That's all it is there.
Mark-
just frame
Ma-
for frame.
Marcus of Gears of War has been in 5 different video games
Yeah, it's like
with different hairstyles, same voice.
They're using the same engine, just put a different skin on it.
Yeah, I
We're
guess
saying that
it's
Black
successful.
Panther, no matter what anyone fucking says, was an unbelievably profitable and commercial success because
Yes.
of X, Y, and Z. I'm not trying to say what the fuck they are. I'm
Successful
telling
movie.
you, for entertainment. I'm not talking about the value of the movies.
Hit me.
When Aquaman said we're putting out a trailer, the motherfucker that made the trailer watched the Black Panther trailer and said, what's going on? They're flying into a city. We're going to fly into a city. We're going to have a dude do an overhand arc with a sword. We're going to have a dude do an over... Scene for scene for over 2 minutes.
I didn't mean to make it that hard for you.
They absolutely stole exactly what Black Panther did. We're not trying to make a comparison. We're trying to say that DC, those pathetic fucking losers, have been trying forever to match up to Marvel's might. And don't get me wrong, Christian Bale's Batman's top notch. Better than... I still say all 3 Christian Bale...
Quality.
Christopher Nolan, all 3 Batman movies better than absolutely every single movie that Marvel's ever done. Infinity Wars was super, super tight because they were able to take 15 different movies and tie everyone together.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
DC did it right when they did it, and I'm just saying that on that specific thing, if you haven't seen it, no one needs to talk shit. We're not comparing. Look it up. Just type in Black
I look forward
Panther
to watching this.
Aquaman trailer. It is hilarious. because you look at it and someone says, it's like you go, hey Pat, I need you to make a trailer for the new Aquaman movie. You know that new Black Panther.
I've seen it.
You know that new Black.
I've seen it.
Look, why don't you go ahead and watch that new Black Panther trailer, and why don't you just make something as good as that? Hey,
Okay.
but don't make it look like you're copying. And Pat goes, I'm not going to make it look like I'm copying. And then Pat makes a trailer that looks like he's fucking copying.
Hey,
Exactly.
can I borrow your
watched
homework?
it.
Yeah, just change it up a little bit. Okay, the
It's
guy's
very
white and
similar.
lives underwater.
The stories are far different.
In theaters now.
We're only talking about the trailer.
Yeah, it's
So can we move on?
Yeah, we should totally move on.
I want to. Oh, we're gonna go in depth in Aquaman.
No,
on
we're
next
not.
week's episode of Podcastrophe.
Okay, next week. Not
Next week.
But I want to
Thank
say,
God.
I want to say right here, right now.
Not listen to that one.
I don't know.
I want to say right here, right now, Aquaman is one of my favorite movies of the year.
It might be good.
You're full of shit.
I am not.
It might be.
You're gonna say that at the end.
Have you seen Mortal Engines?
No, I have not.
Just go watch the movie and then.
I haven't seen it. I'm
It
neutral.
might be good.
I haven't seen a single movie.
Has there ever been a fucking serious? Has there ever been a serious movie that any superhero movie that they've ever done that you felt was like top tier, like nailed it? I would say honestly,
Logan.
You say Logan?
Logan was good.
I would agree with that. But my answer was Watchmen.
Watchmen.
Excellent. Watchmen was like a superhero movie that was like, we're not trying to be a superhero movie, we're trying to be a badass motherfucking movie. Watchmen was sick as fuck.
Yeah. That's a
Watchmen.
movie where I was turned off by the trailer.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about what the movie actually meant. And when they made Watchmen,
The trailers are out. The trailers are not cool.
Watchers, isn't
I
it?
love Watchmen.
What's that?
Between the Buried and Me, what are the owls? The Watchers?
Because I did look up the bad porn of it. It was much better than the
okay,
actual
cool.
preview.
I'm glad I was on.
had
He said the
boobs.
Watchers. I'm like, BT Bam.
I need a PBR.
I'm not on this.
that's a big Game of Thrones thing. Watchers on the Wall. That's a
Yes.
big thing, too.
Yes.
Oh, there's some in there. I know there
I'm
is.
saying, I fucking hate the
Do you
fact
want
that
that mic?
DC is so good and they are just totally unable to execute. The fact that you've got Batman, and Batman
talk as
is
much as him.
tight. Is he a bitch? Sure, he's a fucking bitch. But is he cool? Yes, he's
One
fucking
of the
cool.
most iconic heroes of all time.
And like I said, I honestly, I put all three Nolan films above every single Marvel film. Every single one. I give the three Batman on top of it. But besides that, why is DC so unable to make their characters fucking appealing?
Okay, so
because they've got a bad problem with not being able to make their movies look good.
Watch Aquaman.
Okay, here's a joke to kind of answer.
Aquaman is not. Did it change your entire outlook on DC?
Yeah, it made me actually have faith in them again.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so look.
In terms of their
my
cinematic
favorite joke
universe.
to answer that question of why they aren't connecting is someone said, "Oh, I don't like DC movies; they're too dark." It's like, well, yeah, because it's real. And then they posted side by side pictures, and it's got like colorful Marvel versus every scene is a dark room in DC. It's just like, no, it's literally just too dark. I can't see shit.
If it makes sense, that's why.
No, that was the joke.
Exactly, but I'm saying like Marvel made some fucking tight ass movies.
Yeah.
But those three Nolan Batman movies, in my opinion, just they're
Okay,
the
'cause
epitome.
we were-
They are so much better than any superhero movie that you've
We
ever
were-
made, because everyone else tries to rely on comic relief so hard, and there's no comic relief in any of the Batman movies, and they relay it exceptionally well, in my opinion.
Do you think DC is compromising its identity of a darker universe to try to copy the success of Marvel in the movie theater?
I think that the DC has absolutely no fucking footing at all. They have no idea what they're getting themselves into. When Christopher Nolan agreed to do Batman, Christopher Nolan is the one that grabbed them by the balls. They had no idea what they had with Christopher Nolan. And now they're stuck with trying to match up like Batman did well. That had nothing to do with y'all. The fact that Batman was good was Christopher Nolan, and it was Christopher Nolan having a good cast of people, and you guys are not going to be able to rely on his success. Marvel's fucking awesome.
There was
Nobody did a better job of connecting character build-up like Christopher Nolan did.
Okay, so when those 3 Batmans were coming out, what other superhero movies were competing with it?
They were building up. The first one that came out was Iron Man.
I get
they
that.
came out with Iron Man, then they came out with Captain America.
No.
Which were good films, but they...
Hulk, then Thor, then Captain America.
They came out with all
Either
that
way.
shit while, and those were good movies, and I loved Iron Man, but nothing reached the depth that a Christopher Nolan movie did.
I think
Christopher
it's
Nolan
fact-
has a way of diving into his characters that no other director in the Marvel universe.
I think it also is
could
the
even
fact
think about doing.
that I think it's also the fact that the movies tied directly into each other. You have these Marvel movies, which if you're a fan of Marvel, my favorite thing is when Zach tells me, he's like, "Oh, you knew this was gonna happen." No, motherfucker, I didn't know. I'd never read the comics. I like watching the movies. I like them more after I saw Infinity War. But when Batman Returns, all that shit, when the Christopher Nolan Batmans were coming out, there was no competition. They had low-key entry Marvel movies coming out for it. So, I mean, there wasn't a lot of competition, but they did it right because those 3 movies were a front-to-back, start and finish story.
And nobody else in the Marvel universe was able to keep up with Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan, Batman Begins was an amazing movie, all on its own. And the next movie was equally fucking amazing, and the next movie was really, really, really fucking awesome. And Marvel was putting on a bunch of movies by a bunch of different directors, and they weren't able to connect with the audience the way that Christopher Nolan was able to build up the characters.
Yes, they had
in the movies that he made.
They had Marvel had an initial plan of, we are going to lead to Infinity Wars. For me, the reason I fell out of Marvel is because they fell short within the script, within some of the characters, with how they executed making the movie, because they had to take their budget and spread it over 15 years.
The number one thing that Marvel directors complain about is the fact that there is absolutely no connection between all of them. So while every single different Marvel director is building their movie and trying to build it within the context of the rest of the movies, there's no obligation to make sure that everything makes sense. Nolan was building within his own universe while he's competing with people who, Thor is building Thor's mythology. Captain America is building Captain America's mythology. Everyone's building their own things without any respect to the other directors.
Different styles, different everything. It's not going to tie in very well. Now, I will say Infinity Wars tied it in very well. That made me a Marvel fan.
Yeah, they did do a good job of bringing all.
I held my ground saying I did not like Marvel very much because when we did the road to Infinity Wars, I never seen Winter Soldier. Within the first 15 minutes of Winter Soldier, I remember saying, "That's not the Winter Soldier. It's going to be Bucky. I know how this movie's going to end." And and Zach looked at me and said, "You should already fucking know this." And I said, "Why?" "Well, you've read the comics." I said, "No, I haven't. I'm watching this movie blind. I've seen the first one. I know he has a friend named this." They expected, like, the producers expected me within the first 5 minutes to think that the next super soldier was, the Winter Soldier. And I'm like, dude, fuck, wrong. And I guessed it right away. So that's why I didn't like Marvel, is because I could guess every.
You feel they're too transparent?
They are. I could watch.
I give Marvel all the credit.
They are good. They are good, but it's that simple action movie to where they don't care that much about the storyline.
You're wrong.
No. Okay. But within 15 minutes of watching The Winter Soldier for the first time, I knew how it ended.
Sure, that has nothing to do with
that
the people
is
who
how
wrote, that has nothing to do with the way that the people wrote the story.
The comics
and if you
were
get it, then fucking fine.
Okay.
Of course, that makes sense. Oh,
like Zach,
this dude is acting like this, and then he's gonna eventually.
Okay, but
do
like
this.
Zach,
That's fine.
he knew how the comics were written. He knew how it was gonna go.
And they
I didn't
write the fucking movies exactly like they wrote the comics.
Which is why I didn't like the Marvel movies. Infinity War really drew me in because I was on my edge of my seat the whole time. Since then, I've been watching Marvel movies. I've been watching everyone I can.
Thing in there, but like I really feel like Deadpool should fill in for Stan Lee now. The rest
I think personally that Marvel did an amazing job, and I'm part of the cynic few that look at it and go like, oh, what's a big thing? Fucking superheroes. Disney's gonna buy Marvel and we're gonna make it big. Sure, you can look at it cynically like that all you want, but the fact of the matter is that for that no one's ever done it. Nobody has ever, no studio has ever picked up Marvel and said, we're going to do it. We're going to fucking do it. Batman did it for a while, and they sucked forever until Warner Brothers picked up the Nolan. Marvel did Fantastic Four blue. They did Hulk blue.
They had a bunch of
until they did it. In the moment that
I think
they
Iron
did
Man was the start. Iron Man was the biggest
so people
one.
are talking shit. They're like, why the fuck are all these big ass movie? Like why are superhero movies big? That's what we grew up on. We grew up on fucking superhero movies. So
Superheroes are very relatable.
So the fact that they're a big deal is super cool and super relatable, and I'm not gonna fucking harp on that for 1 second. Not for 1 second.
I'm not harping that superheroes aren't cool. I'm harping that the people who did Marvel, it fell short with some of the actors until they really got into the third movie. It fell short with the script and the actors and their feelings.
The thing about Marvel is
But you said it too. No, real quick. You said it too. The fact that it's so many different directors trying to do their own thing, and the whole goal is for them to reach Infinity Wars.
For it all to make sense.
Yes. So the entire goal when they started was, we want to make 25 movies, and the 25th is going to be Infinity Wars. Okay, cool. But we're going to have a different director on each fucking movie that we want to do their own thing. Also cool. But you have to conform to how we want the story to end. And yes, you have to follow the comics, but I feel like some of the script was very lacking due to the fact that I could guess what was going to happen by the end of the movie.
I am sick and fucking tired of hearing people dismiss storylines because you can think of what's going to come.
Or would you say that it was just?
I don't like that. I don't like that, and I don't accept it.
It's not about the outcome; it's about the ride.
Oh, I bet that this is going to happen.
Like you
of
just,
course,
like,
that's going to happen.
Like
but
you
it's
just
about
said,
how
Chris.
you arrive at it.
Like you just said, Chris. It may not have been the script. Like an actor is going to go in and read the script they want. It's how much they kind of did cut short and how much it was predictable on almost every single movie. The only movie that hasn't been predictable to me was Infinity Wars.
Now,
it is predictable if you knew the fucking story.
I don't, though.
When it comes to Marvel, I like the fact that they use multiple directors because each one of those characters does have their own individual story to it. What?
You're like shaking this at people like, yeah,
I know you didn't.
multiple directors.
But I think, with multiple directors, I mean, you get more perspective.
Bye, Logan.
See you guys.
Good meeting you.
Each character into play. I mean, you're going to have different opinions from all different directors on how it should have been done. But at the end,
the fact of the matter is that the people don't realize, even when you're writing the story, we're literally talking about you're writing on millions of people listening to how you portray the story. And when there are millions of people that have an idea in their head about what happens when Thanos snaps his fingers, if you don't fucking follow the things that make fucking sense, it's gonna make a fucking problem. And I'm not a purist. Brett, you know, I don't follow this shit.
Yeah.
But I follow it enough to understand what the fuck is going on. And if you don't do things that make sense, then people aren't gonna buy it. And I love it. There's nothing. Let me try to portray it real quick because it's really, 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 really hard. When you think of what Marvel is and what Marvel did, we're talking 15 to 20 years building up. We've made how many movies? How many movies?
Several.
And every single movie cost
have a wax cutter?
hundreds
I don't have a
of
wax
millions.
cutter. I was gonna say, you know what I'm doing.
What we're building up to is something that is unprecedented in terms of cinema, in terms of art.
It really was unprecedented in the execution, too.
The first Avengers, the second Avengers, Infinity Wars 1, Infinity Wars 2. It's building up to a moment in cinema, in art that is absolutely unprecedented. And Whether or not you think it absolutely makes sense, you have to appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
And it is unbelievable. We're at a very, very, very fucking amazing moment,
Chris,
where you're taking 20 different people and you're bringing them into one story.
Storylines, yeah.
Yeah.
we're prepped. We're ready. We're ready for the Dark Lord.
Oh, the Dark Lord.
The Dark Lord is coming.
He's ready.
The Dark Lord is coming. I'm ready to open this thing.
Real quick, though, where's the pisser?
There's one just beyond that
through this
door,
door?
right underneath the pencil sharpener.
2 mics. Unlimited power.
It's Patrick in stereo.
Someone want to pass me a truffle? I want an Oreo truffle.
What flavor of truffle we got?
The Oreo
We got
truffle.
white or
I want
chocolate.
a white one.
She wants the white
She
one.
wants a white one.
Boom, coming down.
Coming down the line.
Only 2 pairs of hands.
That's fine, thank you.
1 pair, because it was 2 hands total. Brett, take your mic. I'm tired of double fisting over here. This is ridiculous. It's like Edward 40 hands. There's a lot of pressure.
Good.
I don't like to talk about Edward 40 hands.
Oh, did you have a bad experience?
Oh, I had the worst
I've heard the
experience.
story like 50 times.
Shut up.
Just stop, please.
The story has been told many times across
I've
this
heard the story
podcast.
like
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to read
I'll get it off
Edward
the air.
40
Don't worry.
I've never heard his. Or have I?
Listen.
Podcast, I'll tell you about it.
I don't believe you.
There's several episodes where I talk about it.
I'm glad you are, but also.
You're right.
Moral of the story.
Fuck him. Fuck him and fuck you. I'm gonna
Moral
keep
of the story, I projectile
Oh, yeah.
vomited, and then I vomited in the toilet, and then I shit all over the floor.
The floor?
He shit his pants.
I
in
shit
the
my
room.
pants, and it overflowed onto the floor, down my leg.
Just
There's
eat
a
it.
giant
Just
pile
bite
of
it off.
shit on the floor.
That is disgusting.
Good fucking
hit it
God.
like that.
Why would you
Hit it
tell
and it fucking
anyone
worked.
about that?
He has proudly told everybody that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Largest
Dun-dun-dun,
bragging point.
dun-dun-dun.
There you go.
Pour me.
Back to ESPN.
God damn.
I'm finally drinking
This has my house key on
the
it.
Dark Lord that Nick got me. The Dark Lord that the Overlord got me.
This was a wedding present.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, that's dark.
You might not like it. You might not want it, Pat.
Hey, I'll probably pass on
Give
that.
him a sip.
Little sip.
He doesn't know if he's gonna like it.
No, he has never liked a dark beer. He won't. Dick has.
Then don't.
I don't want to waste that. I know that's some high class
Dick knows-
darkness.
Dick has a fucking switch deep in his soul that goes, if I don't like this, Nick and friend are gonna criticize. He just knows.
Yes.
But I liked this one.
Very true.
Whether or not he thinks about it, it's gonna click.
I remember liking this one a
I
lot.
know Pat will not like it.
He knows I will not like it, I guess.
This is a big ass beefy boy.
That is
This has been
one of the stoutiest of stouts.
It's been cellared
You
Yes.
gotta get that last swig.
since May.
Since May, yep. You
Yep.
got it.
Just trying to get a little bit for everyone. In case you have the most. Probably.
Besides Patrick.
Yeah, I guess Dick got the most, but that's fair.
I got
How
a
is that
tinkle.
Well, I also have a lot of head.
His.
He doesn't know
He
what
is
that
helping.
means.
It may not look like it, but he is helping.
Who was it? When we were out, you were drinking a beer and somebody tapped it and it started.
Dick is like, what
Oh no!
He made it worse.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Oh fuck! I don't
Hello,
know.
darkness,
Any
my
sip?
old friend.
Any sip you don't want, somebody. Will...
Cheers.
Cheers.
I didn't pour your own. Take a sip. Dude, it's sweet. It's a little sweet.
Oh, that is so
It's
good.
a little sweet.
Oh my god.
See, Pat's
been,
gonna
like,
take,
saved
Pat's
up.
gonna take a swig.
The only difference between this beer and midnight is 11:59. Here we go.
Patrick, you have a great broadcasting voice, I might add.
Thank you.
You just have that naturally deep
I don't want
voice.
the mic, I just want my beer in this.
I consistently refer to you as
You
the
can
friend
hear
of ours
someone's
that
voice
really
and know that?
appreciates.
Yeah, I mean, no, listen
No,
to
That's why I
He's
like
got the
Thank you
radio
for the
voice.
memes
That's
with the
why
history.
I like you
I
so
love
much.
me some history
I know
memes.
that you appreciate that shit.
I figured people were.
He's got the
always
radio
just like,
voice.
"You got over there in Germany."
Nothing.
A smoothie. Is that an army large enough to wipe out the entire Eurasia continent? It's a smoothie.
Not necessarily. We don't necessarily.
The video with The Last
Yeah,
Jedi
you want,
where Winston Churchill was Luke.
Oh,
And he, dude, you haven't seen that? Oh, that's probably one of the best history memes.
While it posts like pictures.
It's so
of them
funny
on
trying to get
Facebook,
people
like,
to
oh,
understand history in the
really
context
are
of
forehound.
But if you present it,
everything as opposed to like what you think,
just pop culture, things like that, and that's very good.
As opposed to
You're a-
your
I don't know,
American
there's-
tendency.
you hear a
like,
voice,
This is what the world looks like.
Yeah. Everybody wants to think, America won the war and all that. A lot of Russians died in that war.
All
They
you have is a voice. You really
This
don't
is
have a
what-
lot.
in terms of America.
Based
But
on
guess
all,
what?
but you still.
This other thing is going on.
You still try.
Yeah.
Then you see a picture.
It's
of
okay.
them, and you're
I'm
like,
glad
oh,
I tried it.
you look
Finally,
like-
see, I heard the legendary
My
Dark
mom's
Lord.
friend.
Kyle still has a Dark Lord from 2013, the coffee stout.
Seriously though, he's got a great radio voice.
No, he does.
I did WJEF 91.9.
I love Pat. Pat's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Were
Nick's
you
a lot
on,
of fun.
Were you on that? Were
I
you
was.
on-
I did 2.5 years of that.
See, I call it like I see it. You
Pat and I
know?
don't talk. We don't get to talk about a lot of fun things, but he's
Oh, we're
one of-
talking about many fun things.
He's very
tonight.
conscious. He's very conscious of things that are going on, and fuck everyone that doesn't want to talk about it. Pat and I are dudes that really like talking about it, so it's fun. It's fun diving into the bullshit
into the shit.
You know,
Getting
Face
into the
first.
shit.
y'all want to act like Israel's
on
all
in.
right. Israel's not all right.
Pat,
Not.
That's what I was saying.
Pat could be a WWE announcer. Introduce. Hold on.
That's all
Hold
I
on.
got.
I want you to introduce Dick as a WWE wrestler right now.
Getting ready to
Dongo Richie.
Pretend he's cool though.
His name is Dongo Richie.
Dongo Richie.
Dr. Dongo Richie.
Yeah, let's hear this. Let's hear this.
in the beautiful
From the bowels of West Lafayette comes the menace of wrestling, the beast of the Midwest, even though no rhyme can do him the time of day. We have, what's his name? I'll be like Harry Carey. I'll just mispronounce it every time. Dr. Dongo Richie, raising his glass. The foam has subsided.
You got the voice. You really gotta work on that execution though.
I mean, hey. This is many beers in. I just said, hey, do this. Push me up on the stage. Oh, God.
It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. You just gotta make it sound right.
Oh, it's right, baby.
You sounded
Perfect.
really-
All right, you're getting ready to play a love song on
Thank
the radio.
you.
Go.
Very.
Let's just put Pat on the spot for the rest of the show.
All right, Pat.
Blast is what I'm on right now. Hello, people.
Hello,
That's how you're gonna do a love song?
Can you track the anybody listening right now? Probably Nate.
David Linder, shout out. I miss lifting heavy things with you.
I mean, usually when you're on Facebook.
Are we
Are you not
not?
on Facebook?
Yeah, we're on Facebook,
okay, but-
Twitch, and
Are we not
YouTube.
We're on 'em all.
But where's the
Dog
comments and shit?
Right here.
On Facebook? Who's
Yeah, we
commenting?
haven't had a comment for a while.
Good.
Who's the last comment?
They gave up.
Alex.
Why did you invite her?
Who's Alex?
Turns out we're just
Alexandra
talking to ourselves.
Dale Taylor.
What'd she say?
She said, "Did someone just ask who Quailman is?" I just aged instantly
was
hearing
old
that
as
phrase.
fuck. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that was like
That was a while ago.
I'm not good on my Doug. I was a Cartoon Network
It's
kid.
about time for
So, you know,
I was a Nickelodeon kid.
see, I tried to straddle the line. I got some Fairly Odd Parents. I got some Ed, and Eddie, you know.
At least you got the Ed, and Eddie.
Ed, and Eddie's a
Garbage.
classic, in my opinion.
You
Garbage.
say
Top 5.
garbage? Fuck you. Who
Garbage,
cares?
come on, Ed, and Eddie.
Get out of here.
It's a tub of gravy, man. Where could you see content that included a tub of
Garbage.
I
gravy?
never wanted a fucking crawl
Hey,
breaker.
You know what, guys?
Nothing.
I was
Release.
down for the Wiggles.
I don't
okay?
know, 5.
You guys can't get down with the Wiggles. Forget it.
I mean, they got
I mean, they're
tunes, man.
Australian, so I give them that credit.
And who are you? real.
Ed, Ed and Eddie, man. That's
I was a Nickelodeon kid. I didn't have Ed, Ed and Eddie, and when I watched Ed, Ed and Eddie, I was like, this is dumb.
Because you were dumb.
Ren and
Well, I mean,
Stimpy,
but what if we
classic.
said the same thing
Was
about
that a Nickelodeon? Ren and Stimpy is good. Even though what?
I wouldn't never say the same thing about Cat Dog, but you know,
Cat
just
Dog. Oh, I love Cat Dog.
What do you want? What do you want? Oh my god.
I was trying to tickle you.
Ow.
Did it work?
Look.
God, this Dark Lord is so good.
I am drunk.
So am
I
I.
need to get there. Can I have a
I'm
PBR?
Are there more beers?
Oh, we were on a PBR.
I've been there.
Let's drink. Let's drink.
This is a drunkcastrophe.
I
I
started
suppose
at,
I
like,
should get
4
with the
o'clock.
moment. When in Rome, people. When in Rome.
This is Podcastrophe.
Drinking like
Give me another beer. Drinking beer. Go, go, go. Oh, juicy.
Glib, glob, gloob.
Hi, I'm the host of Podcastrophe.
Glib,
You're a
glib,
bunch of
glob,
fucking dickheads.
gloob.
I'm gonna.
Peace out.
I'm sticky.
I'm gonna drink beer, and you're gonna not. You're gonna drink beer around me, and we're gonna
Drink
have
beers while you watch us drink beer tonight at 8.
It works.
His beer is good.
It does work.
I need a beer. Put a fucking beer in front of my face. You
Hero.
Sweet man.
Hero.
Where'd you get that from?
A 450. What do we got in front of us today?
Me? I fucking went there
She went to that.
Yeah.
and stood in the fucking hour in the rain.
Okay.
These two.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
No, hey.
2 weeks.
Nick and I never got our ugly Christmas sweaters
no.
Why?
because we paid for them. They just weren't in the box.
He only got one.
Yeah, I got
But you
two.
got 2.
Ooh,
Yeah, you got
I'm
2.
declaring shenanigans.
No.
I want an
you
ugly
only-
Christmas sweater. Come
I
on.
saw
He got
you
2.
put down for one.
No, he got 2.
We need to
I have
make
this thing.
It's a year-round thing.
It takes a lot to get
I paid for
this
2.
look.
For
Nick and I paid for
450
one, and we
beers.
didn't get it.
Where the fuck did it end up?
Ask him.
Where
He
it
got
be.
2.
I got 2.
He got. I can tell you because we got 3 of the pineapple, 2 of the sweaters, and 1 of the berries and cherries.
On my
Yeah.
feed,
And
hell
then
yeah.
Ryan got 1 each of the slushies, a pineapple. Actually, 2
You will
pineapples.
try.
He wasn't even. Pat wasn't even there, but I would kick his ass first.
Whatever, Jesus. You only have the power to heal, not to destroy.
False.
Ryan, I don't know.
I
Ryan,
caused a flood.
Ryan Cornwall.
Fucking the world.
Whatever,
Good
that was your
guy.
dad.
I
Good guy.
am my dad, so what does it
I'm
fucking
declaring-
matter?
declaring bullshit.
Dad.
You still sipping on that?
The Dark Lord? Fuck yeah, I am.
That DL?
I finally got to the point. I had
This
to
is
get my
good.
card off and
I got my
skip
slip.
The Carhartt's coming off. Chicago. Hey, you guys are having a good year, eh?
For the Bears, what?
This Dark Lord is just so fucking good.
You're so fucking.
They're doing good, man. I'm a Steelers fan. We got, good game against the Saints. I mean, shoot,
You
man.
guys got robbed on.
So
That hurt. But, what are you going to do? Officiating's bad all over the league. I'm not going to cry about it.
Well, I mean,
I love
the
Trump,
NFL is designed
I'm
to
not even gonna give y'all the fucking
set up who's
time
gonna go.
of day.
I mean, I'd like to.
the Bears
put
came
it
out of nowhere
on
this
the
year, so
mic.
fuck you guys. I go back to
I like to see
impressive
Drew
that the
Brees
room mic flipped.
doing well, and I like to see the Bears doing well. Bears have some good fans.
It
so,
flipped. It's all the way over
it's
there.
not
It
even
flipped.
knocking them or anything. It's
Right.
they've had a lot of years of hardship with Jay Cutler and all that, so it's good to see you guys have a good
Oh,
team.
you're actually
Now we
watching
gotta
the.
coach that matters, a team that
I don't know.
wants to win. Like,
And he's winning the
those
NFC North.
waves are tiny
Exactly.
as
And when was the
fuck
last time
compared
they
to
did that?
what I
8
was
years
used
ago?
to, which I don't know.
A while back, you guys almost wrecked one with Rex Grossman as a quarterback. That's insane.
But Kyle,
Alright.
It peaked out right there.
Yeah,
Right
no,
there.
yeah,
Plus
now
the
I see
defense
it.
all work too. Like,
It's all,
Oregon
it's all
kinda
at the
sucked at that point
scale.
still.
Yeah, that's true.
Can we sit at your house and sing "Baby It's Cold Outside"
We're in trouble.
all night?
We're in trouble.
No, we're
Can
good.
we
Stop,
sing
Brett.
Baby
You're
Got
raping
Back
him.
like Morgan?
That song is
you're
illegal
raping.
I
now.
will rape him
Oh
if
man.
he likes it.
It's on the interwebs.
Baby, it's really not that cold outside. It's fucking raining.
It's like
Honestly,
50.
it's 52 degrees right now in December.
That's a brisk stroll. It's cold.
That's a brisk
Maybe it's
iced
brisk
tea.
outsist is the amended
If you
version.
drink a brisk
Sunday,
iced
I'm
tea at this
happy.
temperature, you'd be disappointed because it's too warm.
You're full of it.
In January, it'll be like 2.
Don't point it. I'm in trouble.
Do I look like?
Aesthetic.
All right, folks.
You look very
Do I look-
majestic.
Do I look like
Let's
a
all right, we got
role
time
model?
for calls, so go ahead and call in.
I think Dick
Waiting for you.
Call us,
I think
and we'll
Dick
call
cut us
you.
off. I think he's like being like CNN, he just shut off the fucking
WBFCK.
feed.
No, it's there.
Where?
It's there.
Yo,
I don't
It's
know.
there
I
in
see
the-
comments and I see wavelengths.
left,
Oh,
so
there,
yeah.
there. I know that we're actually.
Here I am. They've been watching the whole time.
Now I know. Okay.
Dick's got his he's got his stuff together. He's got his setup. You know.
I got another fucking moment or two before I'm just rolling around on the floor over there.
Alright,
So
shirts
Dick
off.
better get it to fucking.
I'm just wondering
Dicks out,
at
shirts
what
off.
point. At what point are you gonna start going on a fucking priest
Dicks
rant?
out, shirts off.
Oh shit! Shirts
Go.
off.
It's that time.
Here we
Shirts
go.
off for Dave Linder.
We're in it.
This one's for you, David.
This is shirts off Castrophe. This shirts off
I
Castrophe.
mean, whatever makes you feel comfortable, Chris. You know?
I mean, I think I'm just gonna leave mine on, guys.
You get the
Wow,
pass.
what a
You get the
party
pass.
pooper.
Let's-
She did actually take her pants off.
What a party
This
pooper.
is Nick's just like, come and get it. All you can eat buffet
I feel
over
like
here.
if I take mine
No
off, we're
shame.
gonna get banned off Facebook.
Arms
So-
to the sky.
You're right.
Michael.
One of the dudes.
If I,
We'll save that for the.
We can sue
Patreon
him. We can
version.
sue him. You're one of the dudes.
if I take mine off, no, if I take mine off, we're gonna get banned off Facebook. I don't want to do that.
Get it.
Guys make me feel.
Looks like me.
Once again, double fisting with the mic.
Except about the fucking same. Oh, you took your sweatshirt off. Come on.
He just took the
I feel really
sweatshirt
skinny
off.
now.
You got to do that whole thing. I had an undershirt under this and everything.
I told you I'm more of a pants
We're
off.
we're just out there.
Then do it. Match
Alright, I'll take my pants off.
me. Do it.
Get it, Chris.
Leave the shirt on. Take the pants off.
I will leave my shirt on.
Look at
Take
Nick
my
getting
pants
it.
off.
Your
We
dick's
have a
probably
post
big.
back
Nick's
there.
setting an
Wanna-
example for everyone.
Make sure the Emmys stay on real quick.
Want to do any spills?
Thank God for the poll.
I think.
Is gravity winning?
Watch out,
I
he
am
might start
fighting
dancing
gravity
on the
at
pole.
every turn.
Oh my God.
Sit down.
Do a chair.
No, I will not sit down.
Hey, why don't you go ahead and
We
move that
are
chair and
the
I'll move
elite.
the pole.
We are. The dude cock is inside.
I didn't even
We
are.
The ones. Oh.
You heard it here first. That was. Why'd you slap his tub,
I
man?
thought we were going for a trade. He slapped thighs. I slapped Tom. He goes for me.
Oh, yeah, you got fucking. Don't fracture my hand again, you bitch ass bitch.
Your tit.
So everybody here, have you guys? Most people here have seen Kung Pao enter the fist, correct?
I mean, that's a given to
You know,
be
I
human.
talked you up quite a little bit ago. You're wimp low.
What?
Your nipples look like milk duds.
I mean, I've received worse compliments in the past. I'm just accepting that completely. Milk dud nipples. Boom.
In.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, we're finally into Drunkcastrophe.
We're deep.
Welcome. Hey, can I
It
get
only
more
took us an hour and
more
12
fuel?
minutes.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Need more
The
fuel?
show's
Yeah, more
beginning.
fuel.
All right, now start recording.
We're out of fuel.
Oh no.
Out of the box.
I need the beer you're hiding by your dick.
Why is he laughing at me?
I feel like, why is everyone laughing at me?
You can see my fingerprints across your belly. Hold on.
Oh shit!
Got him.
And I was like watching you, like,
G-O-T-E-E-M.
what's he doing?
Got him.
Shirtless dudes on Facebook.
You guys like that.
Next best thing to gay porn.
It's free, it's cheap,
Come
and it's
on,
here
come on
all
in,
night.
Gay boys.
Don't hurt me.
For those listening, we are all very
I
shirtless.
sound like I hardly felt it.
We are all very
Somebody
shirtless.
Photoshop Nick and.
A couple of us are very pantless.
Bitch.
That, like, no. No.
Turn down for what?
Hey, here, double fist for me. High five.
This episode.
God
This podcast
Right
is
on a
devolved into
pocket.
slapping each other's bare skin. Completely devolved.
That's fucked, man. Balls, really? You're gonna escalate it to balls?
Going for
Hey,
belly.
balls
Going
deep,
for
bro.
belly. Are you ticklish?
Slapping the balls. The
Brett's
ball
tickling
slapper.
Patrick.
I was trying.
What?
God damn, that was
So,
good. The beer.
You want to call it?
No.
Call it? No.
I felt horrible.
God, no.
All
I
right,
had to rock a man bun.
God.
Yeah, Chris knows what I'm talking about.
I hope this shit gets like. I hope this shit's getting picked up on the microphones.
Jesus Christ.
Some of these slaps. God damn.
That was good. Oh man.
Oh, dude.
All right, we're not excited for everyone
Dude,
to
there
hit
was.
me.
Dude, like that one.
I'm not gonna hit you.
No, get off.
Oh.
Hey, you know.
You need another beer?
Everyone's clearly.
Inebriated?
I think you broke Nick's tit.
But yes, and.
Damn it.
Nick, you know what? One of my favorite moments.
Was that you?
Yeah, you got. Oh, you tried to sneak attack. I'm a sneak attack.
so
You
good.
sneak attack. Oh my god.
Here he is passing out beers, just trying to help, getting slapped in the nipple.
I'm just trying to help people get
He's
drunker.
just trying to advance the
And I just
Drunkcastrophe.
I was trying to get you and Nick.
Oh, you got
fucking
something better
right on
than
the
me.
dick.
Fingerprint free.
I'm just trying to hand out
No
beer when I
evidence.
get slapped.
That was so good.
Nobody
Chris,
wants
Chris
none.
is over here shirtless with no marks.
Nobody wants none.
Chris says, come at it, me,
Is
brother.
my
Far
Cryo
away.
Citra Nuggets not good enough? That's the last one. That is the last
I
one.
need to get myself.
Gently.
It's the last one I have.
Just
Is it good enough?
I don't know.
Is it better than
I don't know.
I've been waiting for this moment.
Again,
Small
Neil,
size.
this is Spartan.
I don't know.
You want me to get going?
This is Drunkcastrophe.
like guilt
Backhand.
tripping me?
What?
It's Sparta!
Oh my god!
That's like 50 Shades of Grey.
Thank you. I felt very naked this entire time.
Grey.
Oh, hustle.
Oh! God damn, that was hard. Jesus, guys.
I feel that.
I think my penis got hard after
I'm so
that.
scared!
I'm just over.
This is a much
Terror
different,
ensues.
this is a much different Drunkcastrophe
I
than
know I'm
last
gonna
year.
hurt. I'm just waiting.
Dude, the one I got in your belly is just.
Yeah.
looks like a goddamn mitten.
Something.
Do I need to get you guys the handcuffs? Like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, only if they're furry.
You might.
Chris is
Not
looking at me like,
yet.
You're gonna die.
Not yet,
Come
Nick
on, guys.
says.
This isn't high school anymore. Like,
It kind of feels
I'm not
like
so mean. Like,
But it
you
kind of
know,
feels
I
like
was that asshole in high school because I had little man syndrome because I was pretty small in high school, so it really made it to a point where I was like, fuck everybody. Jumping through windshields, starting shit with fucking whoever I could for whatever reason. I don't know. It just worked.
Windshields, not Chris Shields.
Yes. Just
I
ask
know what you're trying to
Mr.
do.
Maxon.
What are we gonna do?
About the
What are you doing?
windshield?
What?
What are we gonna do?
Are we in?
Is it cold?
We should call.
We're in.
We should call.
Hey, you wanna hear a
brother
secret?
Brett for the story of the windshield.
You a bitch.
Really?
Pilot, I love how
Oh, no.
your pants are just around your ankles.
Guys, I'm just gonna say I
You're
carried a shit ton
Yep.
of drywall today.
Yep.
So I'm amped to get these.
I'm fully-
Drywall makes me ready, man.
I'm
Dude,
fully
hang that
clothed.
shit.
Shorts are-
I don't hang it. I
Yeah,
just deliver
like-
it. Let's
Just
not
deliver.
Let's not get serious.
Let's not measure and everything.
If Austin's picking him up, he might be picking us up too.
I know, we're in trouble.
Dude, I'm
We
down
are
for
in
it.
Booty
trouble.
shorts.
Hey, Dick, me and Nick might be staying here.
That's fine.
Hey.
We have room.
No.
Yeah.
Nick and I. Just ignore anything.
We got
Proper
a couple
grammar,
couches.
gentlemen.
We have plenty
This is
of blankets.
professional.
Competition if you hear anything.
We have plenty
of bathrooms
and blankets. And blankets.
That's an
I'm
odd
not
selling point
ready
for the
to
house.
admit that I'm anywhere in between.
Domo arigato.
I was waiting for him to start doing another fucking sodomites rant.
Where's the buttholes, man?
Oh shit!
God damn!
God damn it!
Consider that the warning.
No one's ready for it. I give him his warning.
Warning shot.
In the land of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Jesus fuck! Lost the mic.
Chris's pants to his ankles still on.
Dude, we've been there.
That was the deal. That was the
This is
deal.
old news, Brett. You gotta catch up. You
I
gotta
didn't
stay
know
with
they were still on his ankles.
Is he okay?
Breaking
Is
news.
it more
okay?
or less word if I take them all the way off? That's the question.
I just wanted the world to see your pants not
Is
on.
it? I think
They've been seeing it for like 15 minutes.
I don't know.
So as
I'm
soon
as
as
my ankles, I'm the last one to figure
I
it
didn't
out.
see what happened.
as soon as it came with Chris has his pants off, I
Throw his
literally
mic.
looked down and said I don't have my pants off. Like
I just had
This is
to
confusing
out.
me.
I thought that was the thing.
Scream and ask.
Here's my A cups.
A cups. Damn it! I thought those were C's.
Oh no, man, no.
I
Put the
wanna
chub
put you-
back.
I don't want to put you guys to shame. So.
I mean, I'm obviously getting upstaged by Chris over here. He's stealing the show. You all see him at home. Yeah.
This is an A cup, my friend. Okay, this is an A cup. Nothing.
That
A
ain't
B.
even.
A B.
Wow.
That's a negative A. Is that possible?
Negative A.
Double A, actually. No,
Negative
there's,
A.
There is a double A,
Yeah.
and
Is
it's
there
small,
a triple A?
teeny
Because
tiny.
I mean, triple A batteries are super small.
No,
Yeah.
there's no-
Well, you're right.
Batteries and tits, the same thing.
Fine, like,
Good.
You're good.
This is this. That's yours. That's yours.
Is Nick okay?
Would anybody
Yes,
like
you
an
just
ugly
flushed the
gamer
toilet,
sweater
which I
double
assume
IPA?
means he's
There
A-okay.
he is.
They got pissed and he smacked him.
I will consider
Oh
it.
God.
He threw his microphone.
No.
He's gonna kill you.
Jesus! What? I didn't even do anything.
Oh my God!
Slapping intensified.
second of it.
This is,
Oh, what you gonna do?
this is
Oh,
officially
God,
the most
it hurts
physical
so
Podcastrophe episode ever. We're getting slapped.
Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
I'm hugging.
Ceasefire!
I'm hugging.
Wait,
Okay.
is that my handprint?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Come-
shit!
I feel. I want to show, but it's.
I still feel
Ow.
naked.
What's up, beef? It
Hey,
hurts.
Dick. How's it going?
So good.
Hey Pat,
How's it going?
it's going good. It's going
Woo!
excellent.
Look at that handprint.
We going back to sanity over here, and we
Are we?
There's no returning.
I mean, obviously, we're down.
Ooh,
We're down a dark path over here. Slaps
I see,
everywhere.
I see
Dark Lord.
It's stingy
I
and
know you're
red.
looking over
See, now
here.
you-
individual fingers.
No, look,
Yeah,
he took
it's okay.
his pants off, so I smacked his leg.
It's fair.
At least
You got
didn't
some
smack
individual
it. At
fingers
least you
right
didn't
there.
Smack the
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he earned.
Fuck! Oh my God! Oh, dude.
No mercy! Ooh!
Oh my God!
No remorse.
Oh,
Brett Maxwell.
No remorse.
Brett,
Never regret.
never surrender.
down for the count.
Oh my God!
Fuck you!
Somebody pump the fucking brakes.
I mean, was that a threat or?
Get off me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me.
Oh,
You
you
sound
brave.
like I don't even know. I don't even know. Lost that
I
whole
can't get my
one.
leg behind my head. It's probably good.
I mean, nobody's
Well, you know
watching
what?
by now, right?
Maybe you should start.
We
yoga.
haven't had a comment for forever. Forever.
Today, Junior.
Because Dave's not here and Dave's not coming.
Oh,
That's how the cookies.
The slaps continue.
The Overlord is down, folks.
Do me a favor and hold this.
The king is
Fuck off!
Not you.
I will come after you
Not
too.
you.
I will come after you too. Fuck off.
I would take this like
What are we gonna do?
like the eagle.
Man down.
No, he's bleeding out. No.
We need a medic.
No, medic.
Medic by the stairs.
No.
Please.
This is an intense episode, guys.
This is my first and last episode. I'm gonna be the KIA of this one.
Hey, before you go into this battle, can I put
Here.
a big handprint on your stomach?
Alright.
Just,
We have to come up with terms beforehand. No.
We're coming up with a.
what terms do you want?
We're coming up with a ceasefire agreement.
Baxter, get out of the way.
Hi, Cat.
I'm in.
Go.
Dick, did you rip ass again?
No, I did not.
Someone did.
I did not.
Who did
Somebody
It's
did.
probably the dead man. It's probably the dead
men do shit themselves.
Yeah,
Weird.
it was the corpse on the field.
We are currently trying to
That
come
is a
up with
rotting
an
body.
armistice agreement.
What terms would you agree to? What do you think?
This is why
I
you
get to
tell
see the kids on the
Nate
weekend,
and Tyler that they need to
and
fucking come out.
Denied.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have rallied this shit way before.
Man, this is a fucking...
Yeah.
You've been denied.
Or not, I don't know.
trying to help
It
you
is-
out.
It
Jesus.
is what you do
Fine, you
every
get the
week.
kids all the
I don't
time.
know.
Whatever. I didn't even.
No,
No, you
it's
get it
not
every
even
week,
close to
and
what
you
we do
got
every
party.
week.
All right.
Last year, I think we were far less drunk.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Phil, come on.
Hey man,
You were
someone's
last
got to
drunk?
do it when the
I
film
believe-
machine
We
ain't
are
here.
all, I mean, minus Nick. Nick was still pretty drunk last year.
Nick came in with the twofer.
I know. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
These guys have their.
God damn.
I'm sorry.
Get away from me. Dude.
Oh my god.
You smacked so hard and then he farted as soon as I fell. Oh.
Big ass. Oh, come on, leave.
Oh.
Throw in the
I
towel.
still smell it. I'm on the ground. I still smell it.
Oh. And Pepper it. Just saying.
Oh my god, don't touch me.
That's what she said.
Brett, we're. Oh my god! Ow!
Jesus, that's a hand.
Can we like host a slapping box match? Like
Hey, Brett, show
3 rounds.
people at home
3
the
rounds.
one you got on the
Yeah,
back.
let's see it.
Oh, I bet that is.
Oh, that's the
Tramp stamp.
Oh, get it pulled up.
I kind of got a boner from all that. It was intense.
Holy shit.
God. He got me right.
Wow! Look at that sexiness. Go ahead, give us a little twirl, Brett. Give us a little twirl.
God, just come. There's a good one.
Now, Justin Timberlake thought he
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Just covered.
You weenies.
covered in war wounds.
Oh! That made my ear ring.
Oh!
That made my ear ring.
That's a good one. I just got dick with a good one.
It's like, hold on a second. Do I need to? Shit got real.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Hey, ain't got the chalkboard dick smash shirt on!
It's opposite day, so that doesn't work.
Dave.
When is opposite day? Is that still a real thing?
That was everyone.
Nick is being beaten into the corner.
I got dick with a good one though.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, no!
That seriously made my ear ring.
No, he's unarmed! The belly smash!
I don't have a shirt on.
The bellies!
Fuck you!
We have a solid 30 minutes of just belly smacking.
At this point, we're just evidence. I mean, for assault. So about DC.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of waiting for like the flying up. Oh, you know WWE
It started
style.
so tame and it ended so roughly.
Dude.
Anybody want some chocolate balls?
I'm all right.
These are exquisite.
Are we
Yeah,
dead?
you look like you need one of those. Hey,
We're only an hour and a half in.
I really don't.
How far in are we supposed to go?
I don't know.
How far in are we?
Till we go.
drunk.
We're only an hour and a half in.
We've been
That's
drunk
it?
for a long time.
Oh.
I've been drinking since 4.
My God.
To be fair, you're only taking mics.
Nick's ready for it.
I just want to hug this cold pole. It's gonna feel...
Don't start dancing.
Been pounding them though, like.
Nick's in his classic state, passed out on the floor.
Nick is recuperating.
Yeah.
Just taking a breather.
He's
fine.
It's a brownout.
It's
the
roughly
kids watching at home.
It's
you know?
roughly
Even a
five.
brown, like a gray.
It's roughly 5 to 18 minutes of just laying on the floor, and then he rallies.
I'll be back.
He'll be
I'll be
back.
back.
He'll be back.
See,
It's just a
corpse
brownout.
is speaking.
See, he's not dead yet.
Hey,
have
Bob
a long
Barker,
way
I'll
to
take
go
one
for
of those
that.
mics.
Absolutely, because I don't know what I'm doing with both of them.
So did
Just
y'all have
double power.
Did
It
y'all have a
was.
good Christmas?
Christmas.
I've never felt more
What's that?
Christmassy in my
I've
life.
never
I'm
felt more
sorry.
red and green.
It's 50
right
and raining.
now.
I just want a white Christmas. It's been a while, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Well, why don't you just keep dreaming?
Is that a racial thing? Or?
It's been a long time
Absolutely.
since.
You should just keep dreaming on that one.
No, you got me good there.
That was my handprint. Oh
That's
yeah,
all you.
that was all me.
It's been a long time since it's
Yes,
snowed
I don't
on
even have any
Christmas.
like
and
good marks.
there's been snow on the ground on Christmas.
I'm red all over.
We're
but I don't
in
have the
Indiana.
welt. I almost have to slap myself for this.
Nick, withdrawals to the upper levels.
With the current climate situation, don't expect
Wall.
a wall and or White Christmas anytime soon.
Oh shit.
So what do you think of the wall?
Wall.
Wall.
Where's Waldo?
Yes or no, please. Or no thanks.
Porquay.
Okay, no.
Quay.
That's the joke. Yes.
K.
It's pronounced Spanish.
K.
Porquay.
Porquay, no.
K.
Nice.
K.
That was weak.
Stealth 100.
Don't fucking lie to me.
Spider-Man.
It was, but
Spider-Man.
better
Does
than,
whatever
most of the
Spider-Man
things
does.
that have gone tonight.
Take me home tonight.
Good fucking song.
Excellent ballad.
Legendary
I
song.
don't. We're done.
Legendary.
I've been lonely on this bench. Come on in, man. Water's warm.
Oh man.
Ooh, you peed on
I can't believe you peed
Oh,
in the pool.
I know. Peeing in a pool is one thing.
I'm just kidding.
Better be.
How did we get from bench to peeing in the pool?
You said the bench was warm.
You said join me. It's warm. I mean, the only logical explanation is you peed on
Lots
the
of
bench.
other things are warm. Hot tubs.
Yeah, after you
Also
pee in
pee
it.
in hot
The
tubs.
Sahara Desert is warm.
Also
I would pee in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah,
I'm just
I would
saying.
Is too.
But you gotta drink your pee in the Sahara Desert, right? That's
I
what Beryl.
think-
No, fuck
Maybe
that.
you
Go
just
for
bring
cactus.
some water. You could avoid that step.
You gotta bring a lot
As
of
Nick
water.
retreats
depending
to
how
the
long
upper
you're gonna
levels
be
of
Like
there.
you're not even gonna make it
Just
through like the
fall
first 2
Fall
hours.
back.
of water.
Fall back.
Regroup.
Fall back.
Bitch.
Water.
Wait,
Your vagina bleeding?
Nick. You done for?
no, it's just upstairs.
He's he's in
He's
And
in
another
Nick's
one.
trying to
He's
figure it out. Stage.
regrouping.
Feeling it?
he's
He had to
he's
touch
full
up his
he's full
mascara.
Nick right now.
He is max level. Nick.
He is
110%.
maximum maxin.
Maximum Nick.
level
Maximum
Nick.
maxin.
Maximum
Be
maxin.
better?
We're gonna see.
Stay tuned.
Once again, we were not this drunk last year.
Once again, nobody's.
We're setting a new
Well,
precedent.
Dick, I appreciate the invite tonight.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Thank you.
No problem, man.
Very fun.
I stumbled into a basement with beers, and I had a good time.
And
Thanks
dude,
for having me.
You know,
First
Chris.
Drunkcastrophe.
I don't see you very often, but god damn it, pound that shit. Yeah,
America.
I remember
The
you
greatest country
you
in
sat
the
in
world.
on a couple catacresis band practices.
I sat in on a catechesis band practice and I fell asleep in a room
Yeah, you
smaller
did.
than this basement.
Yeah, you did.
Let me just tell you guys, that means it was an epic band.
Or very boring.
One or the other. Or it could have been the fact that I had been up for
It
like
could
2 or
be.
3 days. Like, let's-
That might have been it. Because,
that could have been
but
it.
to me,
because I did spend every waking hour at that point in time at the bar. I would get
Man.
off work, I would close the bar down, I would go to work 45 minutes later.
And with our music, man,
it was really
I
a
had
good
hard
lullaby.
time- It was good music, but I had a hard time getting into it myself. So
I just couldn't believe that show in Frankfurt, Benecki didn't bring an extra guitar. The fuck was wrong with him?
that show that I wasn't at.
You were there.
I was not.
You were there. You know how I know you were there?
Do you know,
I'll tell you how.
Do you know how I know I
there.
wasn't there? Because I started Subaru and I was night shift.
Nope.
And that was the
Nope.
only show I
Nope.
couldn't go to.
Because it was Benecki's last show, and I offered to buy you a beer afterwards, and you denied me.
That was the show before that.
No, that was the only
That was
Frankfurt
at
show I
Jerry
ever
Lee's.
went to.
That was
It
Jerry
was
Lee's.
Frankfurt.
Please just
I
hold
promise you, it was
Do
Jerry
we need
Lee's.
to call
Because
Clint?
Chris Hall filled in for me at Frankfurt
Hold
at the
it
Animal House.
for you.
I couldn't.
The one
do
right there off fucking.
I couldn't do the Animal House.
So hard.
Maybe, okay. You might be right.
But no, I remember denying you. I remember denying you and telling you I was straight edge.
It's okay. You know, we can hug it out now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We can hug it out now.
I remember Cody giving me shit for denying you.
Don't do it.
It's okay. Look, never mind. Let's not go there.
Cody Clem gave me shit for denying you beer. For denying because I didn't want to drink.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What are we doing?
Don't smack me.
I'm not gonna.
No, Nick. This,
You never smacked me. It was Brett. Maybe you did smack me. I just don't remember. I don't know.
We have
All
a
right,
microphone
I'm back.
here.
No, I'm back. All right, I'm back. No matter what, no one wants to fucking. I'm back. I'm back in it, Donga.
We
What
have,
are you gonna do about
we have
it?
a microphone
What are you
here.
gonna do
We have a
about it?
microphone here. We have a microphone there.
That's what I'm gonna do about it.
We have a
Got your
lot
back
of
on, go.
microphones that are not being used.
All right, Nick. I still love you.
Yeah, where'd mine go?
Right there.
Go ahead.
How do you think it got over here?
You did.
Yeah, took it out of your hand.
I think I set it down.
Hey, I'm a sucker for pain.
Why'd you set it down?
Don't hit me again. Don't hit me again.
Why'd you? Over that, like, under the breath.
Aww.
Hey, don't you judge our shenanigans over here, okay?
Do you think I'm judging your shenanigans?
No, it was
Yeah,
Brett.
Mr.
But I
Bolter.
just wanted
I
to
want
look at
fucking
you,
beer
Chris,
from you.
because you know what?
Bolts.
Chris,
Oh,
Chris, your hair looked extra nice
fun.
tonight.
I just got a cut today, and I'm not really happy with it.
That looks
Well, you know
good.
what?
Thank you.
At least you got yours cut, because I can't find somebody to cut
Is
mine,
this
because
what
I
you
don't
wanted,
trust
Dick?
anybody.
I think this is what I want. I got it cut by.
What?
Is this what you wanted?
Dick sitting in the
Chaos.
seat, sober AF.
Chaos.
Just chaos.
Oh,
around
you
him
didn't
as
want
he
a booze
stares-
grab?
As he stares.
I thought that was
At
it
least
for
you have
I am
Booze
not
grab.
sober.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I still got
I am not sober.
If you're not sober, then you won't get pulled over.
I don't need to get pulled over. I'm in my home.
I may be
I
sleeping
didn't think
after
that
all.
out.
That's okay.
And he might as well.
We got 2 couches.
And a
also maybe
floor.
picking us
We
up
got
from
2
work.
couches, some floor,
We'll need
and
one.
2 children's and 2 children's
We
bed.
have
Hey, and you're gonna hear us slapping each other all night.
Oh,
You're gonna
You
think
guys
it was
like-
slapping.
Hey, you brought it up, okay? It was okay until you brought it up.
Hey, now. I don't
It
even.
all
What
started.
he do?
Nothing.
It's all you, buddy.
Chris on blast with the
It's
mic
so
hand off.
heavy.
You finally have a microphone.
It's so heavy.
It's so heavy.
My arm got tired.
The
after all.
burden of responsibility. This is what the Statue of Liberty must feel like.
Did you know that the Statue of Liberty was once colored as copper, but oxidation. Oxidation.
It's only us 3 now. Only the strong survive.
Yeah, you're not even in frame.
I will.
You're,
There's a
yeah.
lot of responsibility for the
Ah.
first pod.
Hey, in our defense, nobody's.
People.
If there was a single person watching at the beginning, they are not watching anymore.
Oh, they're watching us.
Okay, here
Chris.
Oh, they are. I mean,
know who's
if they're
watching us?
gay.
Nay is probably the only one watching still.
Because Nate has to watch
He
it.
doesn't have to watch.
I love you, Nate. I wish you were here. I
He
thought you
doesn't
were going to
have
hear
to watch.
Nate.
Instead, he got Patrick.
He'll comment if he's watching.
You're not even a substitute for Nate.
Ah.
You don't even know Nate. Do you?
Nate's like,
That's a very good
Patrick?
adjective for Nate.
Yes.
Do you know Nate?
I am not aware. Who Nate? Who Nate?
He's
What
the-
Nate?
Who that
The
is?
Podfather.
Nate?
Exactly.
The Podfather. He
Nate.
doesn't know who Nate is. He doesn't
There's
know
a
Nate, does he?
Godfather that made this all possible.
Patrick doesn't know Nate, does he?
You mean Pod Daddy?
Oh,
Pod
Daddy.
Pod Daddy.
Pod
Nate.
Daddy.
Oh, give it to me, Pod Daddy.
Call him Daddy.
Nate
I just
Phillips is he was the founder of Journey into Comics, which was a podcast that is still running today. It's been going for
To this
5
day.
years now,
5 years now.
and as of last year, it
Daddy.
spawned a whole network of shows.
A whole network.
For over 15 months, we have had an episode of original content every day of the year.
Prolific.
Every day.
Prolific.
Prolific.
Get it, Daddy.
That's a lot of.
Get it, Dad.
That's a
Go
lot
pick
of.
it up at the Daddy Mart.
That's a lot of jizzing.
Prolific.
Oh, I hope he's watching
Prolific
right
is
now.
I
just
don't think
jizzing.
he's watching.
Damn it, I hope he hears that.
Shout out
If he
to
can
you,
make
Nate.
it through this
Hears me saying
episode,
a lot of jizzing, he will approve.
if anyone can make it through this episode
It
of
is
slapping
Daddy
and
himself.
yelling, I commend
I
them.
feel like it's been a violent episode. You don't
Still
usually
us.
have.
This is
you know.
a very physical
Yeah, this
episode.
is intense. I had my shirt off. I got
needs
red.
a
I put my
lot-
shirt back on.
This needs a lot of
I just-
editing.
I just
put my
wanted
shirt-
to be with the cool kids, you know.
I put my shirt back on to
Peer
protect
pressure is a
myself.
bitch.
Dude, yeah.
Peer pressure.
When you put your shirt back on, you're
I mean,
less
everybody's
of a target.
taking their shirt off. I mean, just
You're
fucking
less
get-
of a target.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I kept my shirt
exposed white boy flesh is
Is
just
that
so
why you
slappable.
kept your shirt on?
on.
Like,
Exactly why I kept my shirt on.
Well, Miranda, I truly appreciate you not showing your tits to the fucking to my friend.
Nobody said anything about tits. There's shirts and there are tits.
I just don't want you to get kicked off Facebook. So.
I really,
So there you
truly,
go. Although-
truly appreciate
Bullshit,
that.
you guys can take your shirts off, but I can't take mine
yeah,
off.
it's weird how nipples work with
So
men
wrong.
and women.
Yeah. Hashtag free
Facebook
the
would
nip.
take it off because
Free the
they'd be
nip.
so disgusted. They'd be like, oh God, hide it.
I think it's just more female nipples.
Oh. Well, fuck you. Thanks for making me feel better about myself.
I don't think it has any. No.
No,
Nothing to
you
do
don't
with-
look good, babe. Just stop.
Nothing to do with that.
You don't look good. They're not
You
gonna
look-
take
you
you
look
Back up the bus.
It's a sacred
Keep
object.
digging yourself deeper.
The men in America have declared it a sacred object.
Yes.
Therefore,
National treasure.
Yeah.
A national
Yeah,
treasure.
That's the second Nick Cage movie, right? It's about nips.
It's about tits. I'm
first
pretty
one's
sure. It's
the
been. I haven't
Declaration
watched
of
it in 5
Independence.
years, but I'll go back.
The second one's about making nipples free for everyone, right?
They declared independence.
An hour
Yes, they did.
and
To nips.
an hour and 42 minutes into the show, and we have a conversation happening.
Yeah, it's
About
like
this?
Finally.
we have
Seriously, like.
we've civilized back into men. We're having
Yep.
discussions in front of people.
Just
Yeah.
And everyone
single
has a
step
microphone.
above Cage.
Every one whole microphone per person. It's a very. Oh, speaking of which,
and here we
We're
come.
ready to
Here they
devolve
come.
again.
Back.
Hey, Nick.
De-evolution
How
happening
about your
before your
sweatshirt,
eyes.
Nick?
It all comes down to you just got to decide who is the alpha motherfucking male. And
Who's
You.
the-
I agree.
You're all sitting around.
Go back to your sweatshirt.
I am the one. On the
Nick's
back
been
of-
leading the
on
charge.
On the back of my sweater is the car door dick smash. You know,
Computer!
Dell.
Oh my god, he's my favorite member. God, the drummer's the
I
best.
love my bros. I love my bros. But the thing that I love even more than my bros are my motherfucking algorithms. And if I'm able to fucking bring it all together, and bring it between fucking just numbers on a fucking sheet as opposed to human beings that I can't fucking trust, I'm gonna give it to the numbers. That's what I gotta fucking say about it. So thank you guys for letting me come back and letting me
Numbers. You heard it here
be the one
first.
that represents the numbers on top of the algorithm.
Run the numbers.
I still haven't found X. So
What
I'm
it comes
behind
down to
on
is
the
numbers.
Is
It all-
computer Adele?
I
What matters is numbers.
think it's
it
an
doesn't
HP.
matter who the fuck, what the fucking
The
system
laptop.
is.
Well, we're talking about the face or the mind.
It all
Numbers.
matters.
I think we're
what
talking
you
about numbers.
motherfucking
I thought we
You're talking about numbers.
Mother.
Thank you,
If we're talking about
Dick.
numbers, none of
Thank
us
you,
from
Dick,
the
for
class
allowing
would
us
understand
to be
that.
part of the
I don't
experience. This has been a lot of fun.
It has.
Um,
It truly
I
has.
joke about the fact that you don't let us do regular shows, but the funniest part is that every time that I do the shows, it all is just bullshit, random. Like, Nick, of course I don't let you be part of the fucking show, because I walked away for 10 minutes, and it just kept going on. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And I just walked back in like, hello.
Oh, hey, guys.
Bullshit!
Welcome to Shirtless Dude Belly Slap.
It is bullshit. It is bullshit. I love Podcastrophe. If it wasn't for Podcastrophe, then what I do would not be possible. But in respect to this being a Podcastrophe production, fuck everyone, including Podcastrophe. Fuck everybody. I'm the one. I'm in charge.
I am the content.
I am the
the
captain
one.
now.
Yeah.
I am the captain now,
Daddy
says
Mac,
Nick.
I run the fucking game. You think that you are the one. You're looking at the motherfucking camera and you think that you are the one, but I am the one. Dongo is not.
We're looking at a change of power in the
You think about
universe.
that when you come back into a thing, and that's all, it is what it's all about.
I am the content.
What he said.
It's like Palpatine saying, I am the Senate.
I am the Senate. Do it. Do it.
Is Palpatine the Senate? Yes or no?
I am the Senate.
No, well,
They joke about it.
I
They
am
joke
the
about it.
content.
I'm not the one.
Was Anakin's moral
I'm not the one.
I'm the
changed by
Are we
one
talking
old
about
man?
Star Wars right now?
I mean,
'Cause
what's
we can
left of
talk
it?
about some
What's
Star
left
Wars.
of Star
Are we ready
Wars?
to
We can
accept
talk
the
about
fact
it.
That they're letting go. That they're letting go of the main series, and they're gonna let it fucking move forward. Like they've already accepted that the next big thing is the Mandalorian, which is based between 6 and 7. The other main series that they're getting ready to release is between 3 and 4, where they're going to discuss something that happened between episodes 3 and 4. There's a lot of big things to come, and the thing is,
The knees are good.
whether or
These were
not it
sexy.
adds up, whether or not my fucking beliefs
couldn't
add
see
up,
your ankle, so-
it's happening. I love it, and I'm ready. When people are
Disney's
like,
ruining Star Wars. Change my mind.
no, I will change your fucking mind because they took Marvel, which wasn't a big thing, and they made it a big thing. So I'm not saying that they're gonna make it a huge thing, but the fact that they're able to they took Marvel and made it a bigger thing, they're gonna take Star Wars and they're gonna make it a bigger thing. And I know that it doesn't seem like it's a good thing right now, but they're going to do better. They're gonna do better.
But the only point I have is,
As long as they don't
Disney
try to
has
remake
made
the
the only
original.
Star Wars movie that,
Keep
I
it
know
at
it's
that.
cynical to look at it from a monetary standpoint, but Disney has made the only Star Wars movie that has lost money, which is Han Solo.
So what we're getting ready to move into.
Which was
So-
stupid because Han Solo was a fantastic movie.
No, it was good.
Everyone
It was
else
good, but it was a
said
bad
Solo was
decision.
good.
I admit it was a bad decision. I think that they should have done something that is. So
If you
so
had the-
so what?
if you had
So
the power to change the decision, what would you do instead of the Solo movie?
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan all the way.
Yeah.
I think
with
Ewan
McGregor.
They could have done that. They could have
He's
done that.
dying to do it. You don't even have to pay him.
You can give him like $1.
Yeah,
that's
you
that's
buy,
one.
You buy him lunch every day, and he's like, "Oh,
That's
thank
that's-
God a meal."
That's one.
Man, I wish somebody would buy me lunch every day.
That's one thing that they. That's one thing that they could have done, and everybody was in.
That'll last me a couple.
Everybody was in.
I just wanted to know. Look,
I know that would like last me one
Star
thing.
Wars,
I'm a little
the
guy,
new
but I
movies
eat a
that
lot of
Disney
fucking
movies
food.
have an almost
Crazy
insurmountable
kids are
task.
crazy
Star Wars
kids.
fans are some of
Out
the
of
most
29 years, I
This is something
finally
that's been
broke
around forever. It's a
100
trilogy that has been idolized for decades.
Late 70s.
Idolized
This
for
is a
decades.
big deal.
It's a big
Star
deal.
Wars is a big
So,
deal. Yes.
I just feel
Obviously
like, all
very
right,
different, but
so
Yeah, like that
Hey,
was,
Brett.
6th grade? 5th grade?
I think this is going somewhere. I wanna keep talking with,
I just want to
Pat
discuss it. Yeah.
I didn't want to
for a minute.
Let's talk some. Let's discuss some Star Wars.
Let it go.
Hold on, guys.
I felt it here.
Hold on, guys. Let's hear some Star Wars talk between Pat and Nick.
Let Pat talk. Pat's gonna talk. We're talking about.
Everyone else has their shirts back on.
Put your pants back.
We're working on it.
We'll get to that point.
But what it came to.
Thank you. Although
What it came to is Pat and I were talking about a Star Wars thing. We're talking about
keep your pants off. Damn it.
Pants off.
Nobody wants to talk about serious things.
Oh, I want
and
to
that's
talk
okay.
about it.
Hey, we're
That's
talking
okay.
about Star Wars. I want to hear it.
Whether you want to hear it or not,
I was upstairs. I came down into a joke.
we are in the middle of discussing.
Mr. Nick.
That's where it came to. We're talking about Star Wars, so we're going to talk about Star Wars.
Okay.
You're trying to identify with the idea.
I feel Disney is taking the franchise in a wrong direction, and I feel like releasing a Star Wars movie every year will degrade their overall quality, in my opinion.
So what they've done is they have noticed very, very clearly they can't do it the way that they've been doing, and the way that they were trying to do it is they were okay with doing a once a year.
Do it.
They were trying to do a once a year, but what it came to was that they could not put up with that. Admittedly, I don't agree with Han Solo.
You don't agree with Solo.
I don't agree that they should have done Han Solo, but I do agree that they should have reintroduced Maul like they did.
Give him more of a character arc, because Episode 1, Maul doesn't get a whole lot of lines. Maul doesn't identify himself as a character.
The thing that I'm willing to do, the thing that I'm willing to admit or give up, is once a year. I'm willing to give Marvel.
I will give them 2 years.
I'm willing to give Marvel once a year. I'm willing to give Star Wars once a year. I'm willing to give everyone once a year, and I just want it honestly to make sense. And something that I've argued for a minute is that they let the Darth Maul entering the Solo thing. I think that they let that enter too casually, whereas that's an absolute major point.
It's going to be
a major point reintroducing Darth Maul into the series.
Okay, so I came down into the discussion of Star Wars, not knowing where you guys were talking, just from what you're saying. When you're talking about Disney and what they're doing with Star Wars,
it's wrong.
Okay, I don't agree with that, because I do like the way Disney is going with the fact that they said they're getting away from the Star Wars lineage. Hold on, don't interrupt me. You're good at that, just like I am you. They're getting away from the Star Wars lineage, and they're trying to create their own story. I love that. As a Star Wars fan, I love that.
And we have to let them do that.
Okay, we do, which is why I have not tried to be very critical of them. Also, when I watched Star Wars as a very little kid, like my dad introduced me to them, I gained a very good love that I remember. And I talked to my dad about a year ago, no, it was a year and a half ago maybe, when I got my Star Wars tattoos. He's like, why would you do that? That's permanent. And I said, Dad, you introduced me to Star Wars. You were the reason I loved it. And he says, why? I don't remember watching them with you. I don't remember doing anything like that. And I said, we used to build Star Wars Legos together. We did Star Wars things together. We really did. And my dad said, no, I don't remember getting you into that. And I said...
The thing that is hard to come to terms with, and it's something that we share, is understanding that us getting into those themes was us getting into the themes. It's us understanding that when you have someone that is coming up against a group that seemingly is insurmountable. It's understanding the moment where you were able to come over it, and those are the things that make it a big deal. Because the biggest story in all of man. Listen, real quick. The biggest moment in all of mankind is understanding that the small guy is able to overcome the big guy.
Okay,
and that is a very hard thing to portray in literature. But the biggest thing, the most important thing, is for the small person to understand that they are able to overcome the big guy.
So real quick, I did get a little sidetracked saying my dad got me into it for episodes 4, 5, and 6.
May I pose you a question?
Hold on, real quick. I've been absent for a minute.
Only a minute.
I know. Okay.
I've been patient.
With
I fought.
With
I didn't want to
Disney,
let him talk.
I'm taking it back to where you guys were talking when I came in with Disney and how Disney is doing Star Wars.
Is it good for the franchise or no?
Yes.
I love it.
Okay. Yes.
I have no problem with it.
Okay. Disney has said since they started, they are not trying to do just a Skywalker story.
You have to look at it.
I am looking at it as a whole. Okay. But Disney has said we want to get rid of Skywalkers and just make Star Wars whatever it can be. So, we have known certain things going into Disney
Go for it.
actually producing their own movies. The surprises that we've had sometimes aren't that big of surprises.
The interesting thing is being able to try to tell yourself, like, I don't necessarily understand exactly what this person is thinking, but I'm going to get into their frame of mind. And that is one of the things that I need.
Exactly.
Dick, a good friend of ours, I need him to understand that you can't just lay it out as such. You have to be able to take everybody's perspectives at the same time and understand
absolutely.
where people are coming from. I believe in one thing. Everyone's like, Nick doesn't agree. But Nick is able to understand the other perspective. You have to be able to understand one another's perspective. And while I'm able to tell you what... I'm not trying to get you guys to argue against my belief.
We're just talking.
I'm trying to get you to talk against the thing that you're trying to talk against.
Okay. And this is where I was trying to say. You have the introduction. The introduction was the ending. When an age group in the 80s was introduced to Star Wars, they thought this is the end. They saw episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Which weren't episodes at the time.
When you see it the right way, you see it the right way.
You have this group of people falling in love with a series. They fell in love with the end of the series before the beginning was ever really there.
Hold on. My grandfather had the novelization of A New Hope from the 70s. The novelization
It's not the same.
It is not.
But no. The liner on the cover has the description, and it describes episode 1.
Okay.
It's really
but
cool.
If you look at
it describes the prequel trilogy.
There is
not just episode
some
1.
commentary with
it was all there.
There's some commentary where they're
Episode
saying
1 did not translate as well as it should have.
It shouldn't have. Absolutely not.
Here's why.
It did not do as intended.
Here's why.
Absolutely not.
God,
I want to say something.
I'm drunk. Hold on. Producers, hold on.
We're all drunk. This is Drunkcastrophe.
This is the idea.
No, hold on. Here's where I'm drunk. I almost said George R. R. Martin.
George Lucas.
It is George
Lucas.
No, George Lucas actually accomplished things.
Okay. George Lucas, after episodes 1 and 2 and 3 came out, like he had his own commentary on each one. He said he tried to follow too many focal points. If you watch episode 1, they try to follow either 4 or 5 main characters.
He decided what he wanted to do.
No one challenged George Lucas on anything.
Yes.
No.
That is correct.
Nobody challenged him at all.
That is correct.
Absolutely.
That is correct.
Challenged him at all.
Absolutely.
That him creatively, and it turned
Patrick.
out less than
Patrick,
what it should have.
that is correct. You know what also is correct?
Absolutely.
You know what also is correct? The video and movie industry was advancing so far that they could use CGI to a point where they never have before. In 4, 5, and 6, they had...
Look, one could have been successful. Look at The
had-
Matrix.
they
It
had-
had all the CGI in the universe. It had a compelling story. It had compelling characters. It had things moviegoers look.
George
And that's what it
Lucas-
lost to in that point. George Lucas wasn't challenged.
Admitted his faults. He admitted his faults. And
He
yes,
wrote the original Star Wars trilogy. Who would ever challenge him at that point?
He wrote all of it, and he decided that this shit wasn't going to work. And did he decide that what he put forward wasn't going to do it on the theaters? Yeah.
He admitted it
decided,
afterwards.
He decided that, but he fucking did it. But what he did...
He didn't admit it till afterwards. After it came
After
out.
he failed.
After it came out, he said, I tried to follow 4 main characters, and that took away from the
he
main
admitted
plot.
he was doing what he wanted to do, and what he wanted to do
Was
fucking
way too much.
Sucked. What he wanted to do fucking sucked.
His line was, I wanted to follow this. It was way too much work. It took away from the main story.
Star Wars...
He admitted his faults.
...is one of the best stories ever written.
Absolutely.
Ever interpreted. And
Prolific cinema.
admittedly, maybe we have not come up with the best interpretation.
But so many people have that. They've written their own stories, and these writers have looked at that and said that fits perfectly.
Look.
And so now that Disney has their hands on it, they're trying.
Disney doesn't have their hands on it.
They're going to run it into the ground.
No.
Changed my mind.
Okay. I was gonna say
Disney's
earlier.
going to run it in the ground.
My problem with Disney is they're making it way too high school. They're making it way too love story.
It's
school.
borderline exploitative at this point.
But they are trying to get away from one
not
family's
want
story.
To discuss it in this medium any longer.
Okay.
I want to fucking yell. That's what I want to do. I want to go pee.
Nick, I love you.
I love you too.
You're great.
I really love the
Nick,
subject,
you
and I
too.
want to talk about it, but
I'm just as drunk as you are.
It ain't right. I'm gonna go pee, and then I'm gonna come back and fucking scream at you. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm ready.
That's how we ended the last Drunkcastrophe.
That's the only way to do it.
Just screaming in general.
So you talk about the new Disney movies. Their main objective is to subvert our expectations and draw away from the old
1312.
the original trilogy. So just
South
because
26th.
it surprises us and surpasses and subverts our expectations, which is a very advanced way of saying it surprises us. I feel like a lot of things that they do and the things that they like who's Luke Skywalker?
It feels okay.
Who is this angry old man? You know that episode 4 was called A New Hope, and it was about Luke Skywalker. Where the fuck did that go?
When Disney took over, it feels childish. It does.
It feels okay.
It does.
Disney's trying
Look,
to be Marvel.
it
Disney's
does.
trying to get some slapstick stuff in Marvel.
It feels
and they're
very
trying
childish.
To
It feels very childish. But at the same time, I personally am always going to be a fan. It's something.
I'm not gonna love Star Wars any less. I'm sad to see what it's become. It feels exploitative.
On the big screen, yeah.
I'm sad.
On the big screen, it feels exploitative at this point.
They have
Not
fallen
entirely,
flat.
but yes.
Look, they
In
have
a
fallen
way,
flat.
I can meet you in the middle on that. I appreciate it.
They're trying to get away from Skywalker, and the whole
Absolutely.
the whole last name.
Are they really posing compelling characters for us in the
They're falling flat right now, but they have.
But they're in the middle of their trilogy. They're 2 out of 3, man.
They have one more. They have one more.
They have one more. Okay. In the main trilogy, I'm going to subvert that question. In the main trilogy, so you're 66% of the way done. Are you really going to convince me that I'm going to care about your characters and the plot in the 3rd movie?
Look, episode 7, 8, and 9. Look, Episodes 7, 8, and 9 may fall flat. But guess what? Disney owns the rights. You know what they can do? They can go back 100 years before Episode 4 ever happened, Episode 1 ever happened. They have...
Do any of the originals? I'm gonna be pissed.
They won't.
I'll do
They're
that.
not going to do originals.
They won't touch that. That's
Okay, you know what else they're not going to do?
They're past the point of doing that.
You know what else?
My whole opinion on this is irrelevant.
You know what else they're not going to do?
saying.
They're not going to continue this on very far. They've already given David Benioff and D.B. Weiss a contract to do. Listen, they've given them a contract to do a trilogy on whatever the fuck they want.
so they're doing a
Whatever the fuck they
trilogy
want.
over because the original Disney trilogy
All right,
was
look,
disappointing.
Look,
Well,
7,
here's
8,
the other
7, 8, 9 are coming out. 7, 8, 9 are coming out.
7 and 8
Okay.
are out.
Okay, so 9's going to come out.
Right.
7
9's
was
gonna-
awesome.
Look,
I mean,
look.
7.
It started me off awesome. 8 flopped just a little bit.
Look,
I still love
7
it
was great.
because
8
Star
was
Wars-
still bad. It
Look,
was.
guys,
how long can they really drag it out?
Dick
before they
hasn't
run
done a lot
let
of
me
talking.
let me
Let's see
say
it.
something. Okay, so initially, I watched 8. I watched The Last Jedi, and I fucking loved it. And since then, I've watched it a bunch more.
And you've seen.
I've seen. I know.
caught
Like
different parts.
I saw, and initially after my first watch, I immediately went to Frankfurt and did a Journey into Comics episode where we delved deep into The Last Jedi and talked about it. And like I was still high on it. I was still very high on it.
Saw it.
I loved it.
It's a good movie, and
I
you know,
loved it. And I mean, it still had that somewhat tragic ending that Empire had. It had the parallel to Empire.
It didn't
do
anything.
it was
tragedy
n-
of Empire.
It was nothing close to Empire,
Look
but
at the end of Empire. Everybody is at their low point, and that's what I love about the heroes in the Star Wars trilogy is that they all
the
reach
rebellion.
such low points. Like, okay, at the end of Empire, Han Solo's a brick. Luke got his hand cut off, and we see all these characters and all these heroes really face some trials and tribulations.
and leaving the theater from The Last Jedi, the only disappointment I had was that nobody got their hand cut off.
And even that, I just didn't see. I didn't see any hardship at all in
There was
Empire.
Okay,
No, not Empire. Correct.
There was all
Last
kinds of
Jedi.
hardship.
Oh, there was all
So-
kinds of hardship. All
so
right, let's see.
Let's say Disney does Episode 9, and it's
Back to J.J. Abrams.
It's a which is good, but it's a continuation of the story. And at the end of the story, the Skywalkers, that lineage is dead, and is just a
It's
battle
done.
for the galaxy. It's just a battle for the galaxy. It's good versus evil. Now, they can go wherever the fuck
Oh,
they
absolutely.
want, which means they can introduce new characters. They can do whatever. They can go back in time. They can go
Fucking do
forever.
They could do that
Forever.
at any time at all.
Do
It's a
KOTOR.
universe where you can just like you can go back to the old Republic. You can go.
Do the Old Republic.
You can do the old Republic. You can do anything. All I'm saying is Disney has promised us to give these movies, and they say, "Hey, look, Star Wars is a classic trilogy."
Yeah.
Very relatable to many people, just in the same way as Marvel, superheroes, DC, things like that.
Let me go back to what I was saying.
Okay.
So, The Last Jedi, I was super hyped on it. I loved it initially. Watching it a few more times, I was like, okay, this movie isn't as great as I originally thought.
A little cheesy.
However, no, I hate the whole Canto Bite shit. I'm just gonna, hate
I
that.
think that they have done a relatively good job of building up
Yeah, absolutely.
a very
I can't wait for 9.
epic moment. Have they done the best job? No. Have they done the best job of building even the most thematically entertaining story? No. But we are talking about building up, like where did it start? We're talking with Anakin, building up the power, and I'm not there. I'm not going to try to do it in front of you guys right now. Building up the story, and the main story, like we've got Rogue One, we've got Han Solo, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We have a
7,
canonical order to them.
and
Yes.
they've proven that there is a point. it's very interesting trying to find the point and deciding what the point is.
Do you want to hear what I think the point is? The point, like, I love Star Wars completely. I have watched it and been completely biased on one point over the other and switched sides. I think the full point is no side ever wins. Ever.
Well, no, it's all about balance.
No, dark cannot defeat light, and light cannot defeat dark.
Exactly. It's all about balance.
In theory,
one cannot exist without
the Force is neutral.
Star Wars will never end.
The Force is neutral.
There's no one person that will defeat the side over the other, and vice versa. Star Wars will never end. Too many people in the 80s era that watched 4, 5, and 6 said, "Oh, it's going to end when the prophecy does this." This. Fuck no.
Yeah.
It's never
What
going
I
to
love
end.
is that beyond all the bullshit, we all accept that there is an end.
There's not.
There's no.
There is. There is.
There's not an end.
No, there is. You all.
To the Skywalker story, yes.
In this realm.
In terms of the Force, there's
one cannot exist without the other.
Yeah.
One cannot exist without the other, but you understand that there has to be.
Do they find peace? Do they do they continue their struggle until the end of time?
In terms of the Force, there is balance. There is the Force itself is neutral, but in order to maintain that neutrality, there has to be a balance of light. And there, you cannot have the light without the dark.
Yeah, you can't do
You can't have the dark without the light.
No Dark Lord. No Dark Lord can beat a light prince. Vice versa. Like you're going to be constantly struggling.
Trilogy is that the original trilogy saw some of the most classic characters we've ever seen. We've highlighted it a million times. It's a classic trilogy.
Absolutely.
Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, all these archetypes, all these characters that we idolize. So, in the Disney trilogy, would you consider Finn a major character?
No, he's more of a Han Solo.
Is Finn a part of the character development arc?
I would say yes, he is. I would say what ruined his character is Rose.
Okay.
Rose was
Rose
Rose is a Jar Jar Binks.
Rose aside. No,
Rose is not a Jar Jar Binks.
Finn is introduced to us in the first movie within 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So, Finn...
But they are introducing...
They're introducing a stormtrooper that
aspects of
the
characters
First Order.
that you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yes. I mean, I understand that Finn is a new character. It's a new take. It's the point of an Imperial trooper, wherever he came from.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Good seeing you, man.
Take it easy.
I don't know how far. I don't know how far to take it, but
it's Bert.
You have to understand that one.
All I'm saying with the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm on 7, 8, 9.
Love you guys.
We're at 7 right now. All I'm asking here is a quick question about Finn. Finn is a major character. Finn is with Rey. There's a romance with Rey, and
yes and no. Yes and no.
No, with Rey. With Rey.
Rose, with Rose.
Well, I would say.
So Finn is represented
necessary
in the story. He is a storm. He's nobody. He is FN217, right? Whatever number he is. He's nobody. So
Finn is one of the major characters that helps you move between people that you think are on one side and moving him towards
that Finn's archetype is that he switches sides and rejects them.
Not switches sides.
Character arc starts the moment he rejects the First Order because the First Order is telling him to shoot people and burn their village. That's where Finn immediately stops and lowers his. He's just like, I don't think that this is right.
And it is as relatable as it gets. You need to kill these people.
Why?
They are people. Are
Why
they
do I need to kill these people?
There is not a reason to kill these people. I am not going to kill these people. And his character moves on.
What is Finn's
worst enemy.
This is where I was trying to say like that Disney has gotten cheesy.
That he is indoctrinated.
He's indoctrinated, but who's the representation of his indoctrination? It's a character. Captain Phasma?
Yeah.
Would you say so?
But
Captain Phasma represents his rejection of the First Order. So I
So
think
you
Captain Phasma should be more compelling than a random bad guy.
and
Correct.
we'll probably see her more in the upcoming film.
I agree.
The upcoming film, she's not dead.
To let characters play a bigger role.
I need Phasma to play a bigger role because here's why.
Yeah.
Captain Phasma represents everything Finn has rejected with the First Order.
Yes.
Okay?
And this is where Disney has gotten
And
cheesy.
Disney's fucked it up.
However, no.
Here's how they met.
So the Last Jedi introduced to Finn. Finn's character arc led him to this Benicio del Toro's character, which showed him not everything's so
first of all,
black
Rey.
and white.
No, first of all, it's Rey. He meets Rey.
Yeah, well, yeah.
This is where it was cheesy. He only loves Rey. He'll do everything for Rey. He doesn't care. Rey. So, when he meets Rose and he's trying to escape, you know, she even says, you know, you're a piece of shit, basically. Stuns him. He never chooses sides. The only thing he cares about is Rey. To me, that was a cheesy ass high school love story that Disney likes to portray.
Yes.
And that's how
They're working way.
But that was also a parallel.
They're working way.
But it's
They're
just because
working
it's
way
not
too
the original
hard.
trilogy doesn't mean that it's a good story.
They could have done without
I get that. That's what I'm saying.
They could have done with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it was just.
That's what I'm
It was
saying.
very forced.
That's
It
what
felt
I'm
like
saying.
It was one of those things.
It's
Okay.
still very forced because of the fact that Rose saves Finn from stopping something that could
Out
have
of
killed
all
the
things
entire.
that subverted my expectations, if Finn died, that would have really surprised
Dude,
me.
I would have loved
that
Finn.
would have very.
I would have
to
loved
take
Finn
a step
as a
like
character.
that in a Star Wars movie to have a major character die like
When
that.
when Phasma says, "You're scum," and he looks at her and says, "Rebel scum," that's where I started to love Finn because Finn
Yeah.
finally,
I still can't love
Finn
I
finally
still-
chose
Finn doesn't
a
have
side.
My vote. I don't
Finn
like Finn as a
isn't-
character.
Finn is great for story development, but he is not a catalyst for good character
Finn is a
development.
catalyst for bad jokes.
He's not a catalyst for good character judgment.
I just feel like
And
Finn's.
I do feel deep down, I feel deep down that Star Wars is more than just a bullshit story, and I do feel like they do a good job of developing character, and I don't think they developed Finn right.
No, they
Finn
didn't.
could have not been
Absolutely
any
not.
of them, and they could have. It would
In
not
the
have made
way
a major
that they
impact on the
wanted.
story.
You could have used Finn different and been alright.
Absolutely.
They could have done
Absolutely.
Captain Phasma where it's like, all right, it's good versus evil, right? Finn in episode 7, Finn rejects the First Order. He sees that this is a maniacal regime. You know, the First Order almost is like an allegory for Nazism. It's just do what you're told and just shoot all these people. And he just kind of lowers. He's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a part of this. This is wrong.
Which was his first descent
That's
into
his
realizing
that's the start of Finn's character arc.
the
He's
start.
a random stormtrooper before that.
Okay.
And now you have Finn versus Phasma. So episode 1, Finn throws Phasma in a trash compactor. I just need more conflict between these two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the first episode of this trilogy, we're presented with Captain Phasma, a big bad guy, who gets thrown in a trash compactor by Finn, is a very minor role in the entire thing. Second one hits her upside the head with a lightsaber. She's maybe dead. I don't know if she's back or not.
Not
I
even
can
a
only
lightsaber.
assume
It
that
wasn't
he's
even a
gonna just
lightsaber.
completely destroy her a third time. And that's where it's like I saw Vader and Luke, one of the most classical good versus evil in any story ever. And, I saw Luke really struggle with Vader. And I don't see that sort of struggle.
I
in
know
anything.
it's very hard to beat Obi-Wan. Never
I just
told
want some
you who
conflict.
your father was.
I just want some conflict.
I understand that is very hard.
That's not comparing it at all.
To
I just
overcome,
want,
but but there are ways that you can do it, and there are ways that they never fucking did it.
I just
And
feel
we're
like
talking
there's not
with
enough conflict for me to root for the hero.
In 4 or
That's
5,
my main thing with the
in
Star
4,
Wars
5, and
trilogy.
6, they really did make you feel for the characters, but it was like, here's a character, they're fighting type thing. With the way Disney's doing it, it feels like a high school musical sometimes. It feels like
exploitative.
It feels
In
like
the name of Star Wars.
we want every single audience member to be attuned to Finn and Rey are in love since episode 1, and we're going to play 3 episodes on it. And they did a really bad job at it.
I got something I really
I don't think I
want to say.
interpreted that from the first episode.
When-
of Finn and
Pick
Rey.
up that mic then. Let's make sure we can hear you.
When episode 1 came out, when Star Wars The Phantom Menace came out,
hands down, one
you
of my
haven't
favorites.
seen you
One of my
haven't
favorites.
you haven't seen Star Wars in a decade. You haven't seen any of this shit in a while.
First time Star Wars.
And what they do very quickly is they introduce a dude with dual fucking sabers, and he's a dude. Like,
Darth Maul.
they got the music.
Darth Maul.
They got the music, and they've got this
It's so
dude
good.
with double fuck, and it's
a cool character. It's
guys.
a cool design.
No matter what you think about anything else, that's it. This is the coolest fucking thing you've seen. Seeing this guy, seeing Darth Maul with his double, but you're like, this is fucking cool. Like
The choreograph.
everything else going on.
The music, everything was so good. Yes, they had the advantage of newer
And it looked-
cinematic advantages with like CGI and shit like that.
And it looked amazing.
They overdid everything about episode 1 except for that one fight. That whole 30-minute scene.
I would like
it wasn't
to see
even a
some
fight.
overdoing on some character development for the double light sword guy. Get more
George
than 5,
Lucas
6, 7
admitted that he
lines, whatever
followed.
got.
George
But,
Lucas
uh,
admitted
it-
he tried to.
I
find
love-
lines.
That character. It's such a cool character.
I love-
I just wanted to see more.
Let's do this real quick.
Clone Wars.
I love hyping people
Watch the Clone Wars.
on what happened. So let me tell you.
The animated series?
Yes.
They
Watch
haven't.
Clone Wars.
They haven't dealt with Sith in hundreds,
Thousands.
thousands,
A
of
1,000
years.
years. 1,000
The
years
first one to come
definitively.
out is Darth Maul.
And you hear
First Sith you see is Darth Maul.
you hear about Darth fucking Maul, double-bladed, badass motherfucker. You know, this isn't. You know, this is like.
Which is funny because he wasn't even a Sith.
It doesn't fucking matter.
He was just a
You-
pawn.
Who is our dude?
Darth Maul.
This is
Absolutely.
the fucking dude that we're fighting against. And
Absolutely.
he was the absolute fucking monster.
Absolutely.
So he killed Liam Neeson, and then what
He thought he
okay.
killed.
When you saw him get cut in half in episode 1, he didn't die.
He got robot
Watch
legs or
the
He got
Clone
3 different
Wars.
pairs of robot legs.
All right, excellent.
Watch the Clone Wars.
I just
It's
want to be look.
But look,
Darth Maul in the
when-
Clone
when
Wars
he-
was
I hate-
fantastic.
He got his legs. He did.
It's
not,
hard getting past, real quick, besides all logic. You have to understand, imagine the cinematic value. You have to imagine the cinematic value of the moment where Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon walk on the scene, and it just goes, and the door opens, and he's right there, and he whips out the sword, and it goes.
Why do 50 of the other soldiers just leave?
This is
I'm just curious. I'm just asking questions.
something this is something that no one has ever
Yep.
thought about. For Sith don't exist. No
And
one
here's evil incarnate staring you in the face.
evil incarnate double fucking saber. Bad guys don't fucking exist, and then right in front of you, double bladed fucking red lightsaber. Darth Maul standing in front of you. Darth
First in
Maul
1,000 years.
is the devil incarnate standing
He's got
right
horns and everything.
in front of
It's
you.
the allegory is clear.
I don't know. I don't care about episode 2 and 3. That moment.
That was the
of
saving
episode
grace
1
of episode
is
1.
one of the most epic moments in cinematic history when
Yeah.
you are staring down fucking evil incarnate.
Evil
and
hasn't been
Darth
around
fuck-
for 1,000 years.
And what does
Yeah,
Qui-Gon?
it's-
What does he say? He says, "What is it?" It's like, "We got this." Qui-Gon's like, "Fuck you guys," and Qui-Gon's like, "We gonna take him."
Why did you send the 50
Qui-Gon doesn't
reinforcements
fucking think
away?
for a moment about
Qui-Gon dead as hell at the end of episode 1.
Yeah,
Just saying.
As bad
He
the
dead.
movies get very bad.
They're very. It's easy to
That
make fun of.
moment from everything you've heard. That is the moment of evil incarnate versus the good guys. And Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul is one of the most epic moments in all of fucking in all of nonfiction history.
It
That
was
moment,
a saving grace for the first episode.
It made it worth it.
It made it worth it. Absolutely.
It
if you had taken out the Darth Maul versus the Jedi scene and that, it would have been
I
ass.
could not back up episode 1.
It would have been ass.
If it wasn't for
But
Darth
it was
Maul.
such a good scene.
Darth
it was
Maul
so good versus evil. It was that original. It's not, the idea of the new Disney thing is to get away from the new trilogy, but that was still a good thing where it was like, all right, it's good versus evil.
Darth
I'm
Maul
compelled
was
to root
fucking
for these
mean.
people.
He
looks
evil.
real scary and evil, and I love it.
I remember when we watched Solo, and one of the last scenes.
Oh, yes.
One of the last scenes was her talking to Darth Maul. Me and you looked at each other and I just grabbed your shirt. I was like, "Holy fuck!" Yeah, George Lucas admitted in episodes 1, 2, and 3 he tried to follow too many narratives. He tried to follow 4 or 5 different narratives. When in 4, 5, and 6, he only followed 3 main plot points that all led to the same thing. In episodes 1, 2, and 3, they were so scattered that they should have made sense, but they didn't make sense with 4, 5, and 6. Because he had new technology that he just overdid it. He admits it. He admits he overdid it. But
I joked forever, and a lot of people disagree. When they did trailers, I say you should have put a spoiler. I say they should have put Maul in the trailers.
Well, he was a big part of the marketing campaign.
He wasn't.
He was. Because
There was no way to suspect that Maul was coming.
No, there wasn't.
Dick,
So
convince me.
I was in 2nd grade, and I took a trip to the Indianapolis airport, and they had posters all over for Star Wars Episode 1. This was my first scene of it, and it was as the Phantom Menace, and then I see Darth Maul on the thing of it. He was there.
We're talking about
Trailers?
Solo.
Oh, Solo.
When Darth Maul
Oh, okay, sorry.
I told Brett that I think not necessarily full on, but you should have teased Solo. You should have teased Maul in Solo.
If you know about the lore of Darth Maul, you know he was involved in many crime syndicates. So
the
I
fact that he
kind
was
of did
in
see
it-
it coming.
That was after he was with the witches, and after he was chosen to be that he was chosen to be the apprentice after what's her name?
There
No.
was 0% chance
There
of
are
you
books.
ever suspecting that Maul was in
Absolutely.
Solo. There's no way.
Well, kind of absolutely, because if you know anything about Darth Maul, you know he was involved. Huh? Yes, you can unplug it. You know he was involved in the crime syndicates. So it's
Only after.
no. So my freshman year, which would have been 2005, I was involved highly in Star Wars role playing. So in order to get ready for that, I had to do a lot of Star Wars research. I had to read a lot of Wikipedia and Wikipedia.
Water?
I read up on Darth Maul. I read up on all the characters that I could. Darth Maul was involved in I'm drawing a blank on the crime syndicate. It was like Dark Sun or Black Sun or Red Sun, something like that.
Maul was definitely.
But he took him down.
I just wish I would have seen more of Maul in episode 1.
Definitely.
I feel like I don't know any of the animated side of Maul.
Maul was a wet dream in George Lucas's head during 1, and then people. I don't even know. I'm not even going to give George credit, but people gave
him more of a character,
him credit because Dick read
Plagueis.
You read Plagueis stuff. I read Post. I read Thrawn. I read Thrawn and shit like that. So we're both differentially informed about different subjects. God damn, I didn't expect all of y'all to be looking at me.
It's a lot of pressure.
If you want more Darth Maul, watch Clone Wars, watch Rebels.
Maul was fucking defeated, thrown to the bottom. He had to be given fucking spider legs, and he was and Maul got very, 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 very fucked up. And in lore, in terms of like what is considered accurate, is Rebels
and Clone Wars.
Where he was
Plagueis is no longer considered canon. Which is stupid.
Maul is alive, and he had a lot of different really fucked up things happen to him. So.
And he was supposed to be trained as a Sith Lord. He
was
not able to finish his training because he was sabotaged.
Well, here's the thing.
By the witches coalition, whichever one was, right?
No. If you this once again, this isn't canon anymore, but the Darth Plagueis book explains everything you need to know pre-episode 1.
The point is, honestly, and we're not gonna.
Maul was
arguing
trained.
about it. Maul is in. Maul's in.
Oh yeah.
Maul's never been out.
No.
Maul was in Clones. I think he was in a little bit of Rebels.
He was in a decent amount of Rebels.
In Solo, which is based less than a decade before Rogue One, Maul is alive and he's mean and he is a dude.
So it's in between
on fucking
episode,
top of it.
It's in between episodes 2 and 3, right?
No, it's
It's
in
3
between
and 4. It's 3 and 4.
3 and 4 in between Rogue One and Rebels. Or no, in between Rebels and 2.
I've not seen Rebels. I've seen the.
I haven't seen much of Rebels either.
Spoiler.
But somewhere between Solo and Rebels.
Obi-Wan smashes Maul
and Rebels.
But Maul is a deal. He's there.
Yes.
Maul is
Yes.
there.
He's never been
scary
not.
guy.
He creates his own.
He's a bad motherfucker.
He creates his own crime syndicate.
It's an intimidating bad guy.
Crimson Dawn is Maul.
Can I say?
Nope.
We're all fucking drunk. Half the fucking podcast left.
We are the survivors.
And we've been talking about Star Wars for...
No, I'm down to admit that we're drunk, but I'm not down to admit that because we're drunk, we're wrong.
No, not
everything.
That's not what I'm saying.
What we've said
I like
is
it.
true.
That is not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying
We're just there.
maybe for the Knights, the way it needs to go. We've been talking about Star Wars for a long time. We're all drunk. It's been a 2.5 hour Podcastrophe episode. I think it's been great.
Yes.
Is it time to call a night, go upstairs, smash, and drink some more beer?
Yep. I want to say
And
this.
stop talking about Star Wars, because otherwise we're going to keep going about it.
No.
I would love to talk forever.
I do too.
But
Well, hopefully at some point on this network, we're going to have a Star Wars show.
Good.
We had one.
Good.
There's a
But-
possibility of one
but-
coming.
If we do that, then we all have to sit down and watch the shows and the episodes together.
we would
to
hope that they
literally
would give
know.
us that they would give us the credit.
On the subject
We're
of Maul,
outliers,
though,
Brett.
you have to read Darth Plagueis.
Okay, then
Well, you just told
then
me
as
it's
a
not
show,
canon.
look, then as a
No,
show,
it's not.
Look,
I mean-
then as a show, if we're gonna do an episode, we come over, we read a chapter or two, and we talked about that, or we watch an episode or two, and we talk about that. We have to watch it together and then instantly start talking about it.
Brett, we're just gonna have to come in ready to whoop their asses.
Watch
Well,
it with them.
Let me
and
tell
then
you
flip
about
their
Darth
ass.
Maul. So Darth Maul came into the picture, not to keep this going, but
But you are.
I am. No, I am, because
I want to kick your ass in Smash Brothers.
you're going to, because I
Okay,
suck
I'm gonna
at
do
it.
it now.
I'm real bad at that game.
So Darth Maul came into the picture while Darth Plagueis, Master, Darth Sidious, Apprentice, were in the picture. There's a rule of 2. Darth Maul was just a pawn. Darth Sidious played
that.
the Master, but he wasn't the Master.
I get that because now Count Dooku was the one who took the apprentice while he was an apprentice. So that's what fucked up the role of 2.
No, Darth Tyrannus came in after Plagueis was dead. Plagueis died mid episode 1.
I'm not getting in the middle of this.
I know it's already been way too long. Dick,
Draw.
Dick,
Plagueis died.
Draw. No,
Dick.
no.
Dick.
We're not doing it. We're not
Dick.
doing it.
Give us
No.
a send off. Give us a send off. Give the episode.
I'm going to say this right now.
No, not Star Wars related. Give us a send off.
We're dying.
It is the last 4 of us here. We
This
are
is all
drunk.
I'm going to say.
No, we are all drunk. It is your show. It is
Let
your
him go.
show.
He's gonna go.
I'm going to go. Plagueis died the night Chancellor Palpatine was elected Chancellor.
That's so fucking stupid.
Bye.
This has been Drunkcastrophe. This has been Drunkcastrophe. I'm Dick Blaine Tyner.
Here we
I'm
go.
signing off.
We're out.
Fuck
Bye.
this. Fuck this
Later.
guy. Fuck this guy in
Everybody.
the red shirt. Nope. Fuck
If
him.
you haven't,
I'm giving
already,
the send off.
no,
I'm giving the send off.
I got. You can do the
Nope.
send off, but I'll do the plugs.
I'm giving the send off. Thank you, Journey into Comics Network. Thank you to everyone who has also plugged Journey into Comics Network. Today we did the first ever Dungeons and Dudes podcast. We also here did a Brews with Dudes podcast that is also airing. And now we just did a very long episode of
This isn't even the longest.
Drunkcastrophe. It may not be the longest.
tragic.
It may not be the longest, but guess what? We love everyone on our network. We love everyone that listens. We love everyone that participates. And guess what? We're all drunk, and we appreciate everyone.
Sending good
Yeah.
vibes your way, baby.
Vibes.
We've had a lot of people leave.
I
We've
have
had a lot
rich
of
parents.
people come
We're here
and
to see
go. But if you haven't already, please subscribe to Podcastrophe on its own feed on iTunes or Podbean. If you're not already there, you might be on Journey into Comics. If you're not already Journey into Comics, subscribe to Journey into Comics. You get Journey into Comics, Journey into Wrestling, Poor Entertainment, Poor News, Foodies Watching Movies, Gallif Radio. You get Journey into Wrestling. You get the best of the week, and you get Brews with Dudes. Yee! And you get Podcastrophe for now. And if that is all, check us out live every Tuesday on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And if you haven't checked, just do that. Just like the page. You'll see us live every week. And you get Podcastrophe live. This is Drunkcastrophe. We've had a very fun time. This has been very chaotic. And eventually, the chaos eventually led to a long Star Wars discussion. We don't always get this, but, you know, here we are. So we're going to go drink some more. Bye, guys. Yeah! Make every day a big dick day.
Do it.
Woke up this morning with my dick in my hand. Girl is to the right of me, just like I planned. It's gonna be a big dick day. 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 Big dick day. It's gonna be a big dick day. It's gonna be a big